So how about your gay roommate?
What about him?
How about him?
He's cool.
Yeah.
I like him. He's
Do you
decent.
think cage match, him and Carson Beck, who comes out?
Andy.
Andy comes out on top of Carson Beck in a cage match?
Oh yeah. Cage fight. Like, if we're talking cage
Sure.
fight, yeah. Prison rules. I don't know.
Prison rules? You don't know? You keep hitting the desk. You got to stop hitting the desk. You're always hitting the desk.
You said that me hitting the desk picked
That
up on
was
the mic
loud.
last round, but it didn't.
That one was loud, though.
No, but it's still not gonna pick up.
That one was loud. You got to sit still, dude.
I cannot sit still. You know I can't.
We're
sit
at
still.
work right now.
We
This
are.
is our job.
This is our job.
This is our job.
Anyway, prison
Think about your
rules,
gay roommate.
I'm
Who's
thinking-
going to put food on the table for your gay roommate?
Well, I'm thinking about him, and I'm thinking about Carson Beck in a cage match, but I'm also thinking about him and Carson Beck in prison rules, and I think Carson Beck takes that one.
Carson Beck's tall.
Look at his tattoos, man.
He can't look both ways, though, so Andy could, hit him up the middle.
Yeah, it could be like down, like strike down the middle between
Yeah.
the eyes. There's a lot of space
Do you
between the
remember
eyes.
when Carson Beck was, good?
No,
He was going to be a first-round pick at some point.
like midway through last college football season, yeah.
No. First full season starting at Georgia. The second season was rough. Second season, people were starting to have their doubts.
I think he had.
And then he went to Miami, and people were like, "Oh, he's gonna be so good."
He was for a minute,
Yeah, for 3 games.
4 or maybe. It
Okay,
was like
for being generous.
He was playing fine, but his losses were like really brutal.
Yeah, because he's brutal. He's brutal to watch.
He is brutal to watch.
He's a brutal quarterback to watch play football, and I had to. I had to do that. I had to watch him play football. It was brutal.
And he just got drafted.
After Stetson Bennett, to go from the drop off,
That's big.
it's rough.
It's deep. Welcome to the fifth down.
Welcome to the fifth down, episode 2.
Episode 2. And this is funny because we're so short into the podcast lifespan, we already have a very specialized episode
Yeah,
to tackle.
but we still don't
today.
have an intro song.
And you're staring daggers into me right now about that.
Well, you're
Sorry.
the only one who can do it. I don't know why I'm being mad at you
Yeah.
because it's more I'm talentless. I can't do it.
You're jealous.
No,
You're jealous that it rests on me and not you.
maybe.
Ooh.
Give me GarageBand. I'll make one right now.
We're exposing your soul out to the world.
Give me
right now.
GarageBand. I'll make one right now. I'll
GarageBand?
hop on BandLab and I'll do it.
None of us have Macs or anything. We don't have Macintoshes.
No, we don't.
But
GarageBand though.
GarageBand.
Hey,
GarageBand's
how
fine.
cool would it be if we blow up though and our intro song is a GarageBand made piece?
I don't know.
But we keep
that doesn't inspire me.
we hit Pat McAfee numbers, but our intro is still a
Yeah,
a
can't
song
change
made
it.
on
It's gonna have to
GarageBand.
be something dumb. We're gonna be using the same
But that's so us though.
same stupid sound bites.
Yeah, we have to. It's our identity.
It's gotta be our identity.
I know.
Anyway.
Look at us.
The fifth down 2026 NFL Draft Spectacular is upon us.
Spectacular.
And before we really dive deep into that, I think it is time for us to hit some of the freshest news.
Yep. It's now confirmed. One of the biggest stories is unfolding today. Holla at your boy!
Starting off with the freshest news today, we've got Tyree Wilson, former 7th overall pick by the Las Vegas Raiders, being traded to the Saints for a single 5th round pick.
Just one.
Just one. Not a good look.
No.
Not an overall good look for the
The Saints are really,
Raiders or Tyree Wilson.
Saints are really trying to beef up their defense. So
I
see the vision.
they made Chase down.
I see the vision.
Chase Young. They made Chase Young work.
Yeah, I see the vision. I think that the Raiders win the trade though.
Sure, because
Just
Tyree
because
Wilson
the
sucks.
Raiders building draft capital,
Yeah, and Tyree Wilson sucks.
and Tyree Wilson isn't good at football,
No,
and they're building a team that's going to be good at football.
another
Probably.
a little less fresh news, but still big news. We got Jonathan Grenard being traded to the
Jonathan
Eagles
Bernard to the Eagles.
for a shockingly low asking price.
Sure,
for
and
Jonathan
that,
Bernard, I'm not gonna lie.
there you go. You guys finally posted Jalen Kilgore.
Anyway,
Whoever the Bills Instagram, what's it called, admin? Yeah, step up your game, man. What are you taking so long for?
We'll get to the Bills. And some other fresh news. We got we're looking at round 4 through 7 of the draft today. We got some big names. Jermod McCoy finally off the board
Rod McCoy,
after a very deep slide.
kind of a crazy slide.
Yeah,
It makes you wonder: is the knee that bad?
It's gotta be. It's
What
gotta
kind
be
of
if he's-
information do these NFL teams have on that knee that we don't?
just total lack of ligaments.
Somebody, I can't remember who. Somebody made a great point, talking to all the college athletes out there. Go to the draft while you can.
Yeah,
Declare for the draft while you can. If you're young and healthy and you're at a good spot, just declare.
yeah.
Because
just
you
do
never
it.
know what'll happen.
That's what I wish some dudes would do. Really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think nobody romanticizes college football more than college football players themselves.
Yeah, no.
And I think
And
it's
especially with
just,
the NIL money, like you want to stay one more year and you want to get that bag, but then something like what
you're
happens
gonna
to
make
Jermod,
more money in the NFL.
yeah, but
Like,
when something like that happens to Jermod McCoy happens, and you know the guy who could have easily been the best cornerback in this draft is now 4th round.
like we said, got to be a pretty bad injury.
Yeah.
Other-
But however, what I will say is if it's one of those things where it's like the injury kind of scared teams off, but it's actually not really going to come back to bite him. And
Could
he's
be a hell of a steal.
dude. Again, the Raiders took him. Like they're cooking up something fierce over there in Las Vegas. I can't lie. I'm very high on the Raiders right now. Which is that the first time anyone's ever said that since like the 1960s?
They said that in the 80s a few times, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, this is like a new best.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there in the universe. Brady Stidham is high.
Brady
on
Stidham is
the Las
high
Vegas
on the
Raiders
Las
for
Vegas
2026.
Well, you got to be high on something to
Yeah,
be high
probably.
on the Las Vegas Raiders. But
Yeah, it takes a special kind of circumstance.
as we always say, it's time will tell type of thing, I
Yeah.
think. But I don't think
I'm
it's
liking
ridiculous to say.
I'm
But
liking it.
anyway,
Hey, call me crazy, man. I mean, we'll get more into it, but like, I'm liking it. I'm liking where they're at.
we got
Speaking
other.
of falling in the draft and potentially also drifting into the conversation of leave college when you can, Cade Klubnik, also 4th round pick.
Off the board, which this is sort of like exactly where I was projecting Cade Klubnik though.
Of course, but if he had left last year.
But also there were some quarterbacks who got drafted yesterday that I thought were going to be taken off. Thought were not going to be taken off the board until today.
Sure.
A Carson Beck, a Drew
Right.
Aller.
To go back to the topipic though of leaving college when you can.
Leave it when you can.
Like
man.
how good his
Leave college before the college
he had a
leaves
really
you.
good junior. Sure, he had a really good junior season, and then his senior season was like I mean,
Like, that's what I'm
not
saying.
to hate, but I need to make sure everyone's on the same page as me here. His senior season was not good.
Well, no,
It was like really bad.
it was bad
like the fall off
because Dabo did not want to use the transfer portal
the
to
fall
put talent
off.
around him.
No, the fall off in his number. Well, he did this year. Was the funny part is this was the year that he did start to use the portal, and
they
Cade
just-
Klubnik's stats
They just weren't good. They
were
just weren't
worse.
good players.
Which is so interesting because if you look at him, I remember when he came in, you know, next T-Law, next savior, big guy
I don't know.
quarterback.
I don't know, man.
He was that sucks for Clemson. 2 overhyped guys back to back with the DJ thing where everyone was like, "Oh, he's going to be fantastic." It's not good.
Oop! Fresh news: Taylon Green officially off the board of the Cleveland
Let's
Browns.
go to the Browns.
To the Cleveland Browns.
Ew.
Yep.
Why are they drafting another quarterback
They
again?
just love that. They love quarterbacks.
Deshaun Watson replacement.
They
incoming.
love bad quarterbacks, man. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
all right, asshole.
I don't think a Deshaun Watson is somebody that you want to replace. Really, I mean, you want to replace him, but
What?
you don't want to replace the role that he fills in.
No, but I mean, the joke being that Taylor's going to sit on the bench.
Yeah, the joke.
Oh my
being,
God! Can you trade Dylan Gabriel, please? Let Dylan go flourish somewhere.
Anyway, what I was saying about Cade Klubnik. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, I think college football players romanticize college football a little too much. I think Cade Klubnik came back to Clemson being like, let's keep it rolling, man. Let's run this all back. And then, what do you know? Clemson's a really bad team, and he's a really bad player.
It's not like he was going to go crazy high last year.
No,
but he would have gone higher.
Way higher.
And I think maybe he figured that if he'd stayed another year, then this year he could have had a chance to rise into the first round, which I don't disagree with. Like, this is not a strong quarterback draft in the slightest.
No.
But for reference, and it's kind of crazy to look at. Cade Klubnik's junior season, 2024 at Clemson, he passed for 3,639 yards, 36 touchdowns to 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
In his senior
good.
season, 2025, 2,943 yards, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
That's just way worse.
Your interception count stays the same, and you drop your touchdown production by 20.
Ugh.
That's
We're about to see
really bad.
We're about to see a senior Cade Klubnik type season from John Mateer, I bet.
You think so?
Maybe. Anyway.
Yeah, it just I can't remember who said it, but I agree. Heed that advice.
Yeah.
If you're healthy, if you're healthy, and you're a junior,
Just declare.
just declare. Go ahead and declare.
Other fresh news, slightly fresh news. The Lakers make it a 3-0 series to the Rockets. You had this go into the wire, and it's not doing that.
It still might, but probably not.
We'll get there.
I know me and you've touched on this. In my belief, LeBron's retiring this year.
You think
LeBron
so?
is playing like a man who knows that this is it.
Right.
He's playing like this is his last hurrah.
Fair.
And it's working. It's working. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is it. Obviously, no one would be with how old he is. But I don't think it was like the commonly held belief that this was going to be his last season. But now I'm going to go ahead and put my chips down and say that this is LeBron James' final season playing basketball.
Hey, all right. Well,
he's playing like he's trying to, like, you know, like he wants to go out on top.
We can save this for our quick prediction section in a minute.
Well, yeah, that's not going to be proven next week though.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
So
we'll get back. We'll
Long-term
put a pin
prediction.
in this for 2 months from now.
Yeah, long-term prediction. Long-term prediction. We can throw some long-term predictions out there.
We should always do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Always, put our money where our mouth is.
Sure.
Um,
there was no other way to explain it. Like I
get
feel like
it.
the only reason he's playing as freakishly good as he is right now is I feel like he's playing like this, like he wants to leave it all out there one last time.
No, that's fair. It's a good idea. Outside of that, we have we have our live pull up of the NFL draft happening right now. We are currently on we record on Saturdays, so we've got we've always got to keep it rolling because we're on rounds 4 through 7 right now. We're in round 6 currently. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking Bauer Sharp.
Tight end. See, what did I tell you? What did I fucking tell you? I didn't want them to take a tight end. Why did they take a tight end?
I don't know. Probably not gonna make the roster. You never know.
Then why waste the pick on it?
We'll get there. But any other fresh news you
Lord.
can think of right now?
I think that's it. I mean, we are in the midst currently of the NFL draft, so really all of the news is draft related. There's really nothing else going on.
That's the big picture to me, man. I think that's the big picture.
Intentional grounding, offense number 7. It's a 10-yard penalty. I'm talking to America here. Excuse me.
So, the draft.
NFL draft 2026.
We are here to really get into the nitty gritty of this shit.
We are
man.
going to do a deep dive into round 1 of the NFL draft of our thoughts and our takes.
We're gonna be skimming a good bit of the other rounds as well, man.
Yeah,
and
we'll cover. We'll hit.
And our bro thinks he's on the team segment is going to be deep
course.
dives into our own teams, draft
yes.
picks. But
I have my my stack of note cards covered in salt and Caribbean jerk sauce from our B-dubs, our night at B-dubs.
right,
Great time.
great time.
We'll get to it in a second, obviously. But as far as like the overall vibes, second Carnell Tate went off the board. Whole thing, just a different atmosphere.
Yeah,
Whole place changed. Whole draft changed.
I think overall,
I think this draft going into it, we were expecting that it wasn't going to be the most riveting draft.
No,
And then the second that mixed everything up, I think that kind of threw everything into a tailspin a little bit.
I believe it. I think it did too.
And I'm glad it did because I think we had a great night.
We had a great night, and there were some real crazy picks here, and we are going to
Real
get
good stuff.
into
All right.
each and every one. Starting off with round 1, pick 1, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana,
The big Mendoza.
to the Las Vegas Raiders.
So
We've
you
known
wanna
about
go first?
this.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first.
You go first. What were your notes? What'd you put down in the moment?
In the moment, I
See, you just ripped the mic again.
fuck, I'm sorry.
You need to we need to like tie you to your chair. I think
Or tie my arms down or something.
Yeah.
They're not going to hear it on the thing, so why would I? Why would
you
they
are
wait?
absolutely gonna hear what you just did.
Nope.
You just tugged the cords.
Anyway, Fernando Mendoza. The first thing I put down is we've known about this for months. Good ball placement on deep throws, and Raiders needed a QB.
Yep.
Is he the greatest QB of all time? No.
Nope.
Do they need a QB? Is he the best
Yep.
QB here? Yep. I think this is just a prime example of like the Raiders didn't overthink it. Like not even barring the time and effort and resources that they put into him in this pre-draft process. Really, even if they didn't do that, I think it's just like you need a QB. This guy's the best QB available. As a QB, he's a top 5 prospect in the draft. Do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Do it.
I think the bigger conversation here is everything that they have done to surround Fernando Mendoza before
Absolutely.
he was even drafted.
I mean, in the draft alone.
So
too.
far in the draft
But
as well.
Even like in the past as well. with moves that they did this offseason and with past drafts. Like they got him good. And for reference, you on your top 10 draft prospects for this year, you had him sitting at number 2.
I did
on your big board.
Yeah. I think a lot of the critiques of Fernando Mendoza as a quarterback are fine, and they come from the right place. But I do also think a lot of the film study into the Indiana scheme that he played in, I think people really kind of dig themselves into a corner with a lot of that. And I think when I'm watching Fernando Mendoza, I'm seeing great throws to the right places at the right times, almost every snap. And what am I gonna ask for out of a quarterback more than that? He has elite situational athleticism. He can always finish things off by himself if he needs to. He is gritty. He's not afraid to, put his body on the line. He's not afraid of contact. He's really strong in the pocket. I really love his footwork from the quarterback position. I think a lot of people really went too far into this draft process saying, oh, well, Fernando Mendoza as a QB prospect is just, being regarded so highly because he's an elite QB comparatively to the rest of this draft class. Sure. And he is.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I also think people are just kind of underselling him as a QB prospect in general.
I agree 100%. I think, and I'm a little guilty of this. I mean, I think objectively it's not crazy to say that, like, in the past few drafts, Fernando would not have been the top QB. Right. I don't think that's wild to say.
No.
I don't even think that's like throwing shade his way to say that, because I think you're right. I think just because over the past few months we've had nothing else to chew on for the Raiders, there's not been because there was a time, handful of months ago that we were still unsure if Dante Moore was going to come out or not, and then the conversation was, do you take Dante or do you take Fernando? Dante Moore stays 1 more year at Oregon. Mm-hmm. So that conversation's over. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza wins the Heisman, too, proves it in the national championship.
Wins the national championship.
And I think that just leads people, people get bored. People will get bored and be like, was he really that good? And start overanalyzing it because, sometimes it gets a little boring. Like when we know that the number 1 overall pick, who that guy's going to be months in advance, it gets a little boring.
It does get a little stale.
Because it's fun sometimes when you have those years where it's like, who is going number 1 overall?
Right.
And this wasn't that. But
what are your notes?
I think that is disparaging to him because I think that he is a fantastic quarterback.
Right.
I know in the past we talked about, I compared him to maybe having a Phillip Rivers type trajectory.
Yeah.
Now seeing the kind of team that LA is building around, or
LV.
LA, see?
Right.
The team that Las Vegas is building around him.
He played in Cal at one point.
Right. I think I think that the outlook, at least in my opinion, the outlook is looking a little brighter than a Phillip Rivers.
Right.
My notes, I had, I did just some bullet points for all the prospects,
of course,
to elaborate on. I had my first point was the right pick. Can't overthink it. Overthink it.
Yes, true.
Second point was could plug and play. I know that Kubiak seems pretty attached to the old school. Let the young guys sit. Let the vet take reps, which I was a little...
I can see working,
Sure,
maybe.
I was a little unsure of at the time that he said that, but since they've acquired Kirk Cousins, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. They can do that.
Yeah, they can give him some time.
Let him sit. Sure, why not? I think that it's no secret, and I don't think it's a hot take to say that the NFL has a quarterback development problem.
Absolutely.
And we've actually seen some really good quarterbacks come out of the old school way of letting your young guys sit and learn for a little bit.
Right.
Do I think you should let Fernando sit the whole year? No. Fernando needs to probably come in and play this year.
Right.
And I think he could. I think he could plug and play. I think he could start week 1 and be fine. Third point, already has weapons.
He does.
You know that
and they're putting more around him in this draft process as we speak.
You know that I think, and I don't think it's crazy to say, Brock Bowers is a generational prospect at tight end.
Yep.
Brock Bowers could be fantastic. Will be fantastic.
He has shown his skills.
He has shown his skills, his abilities, and what he could do with Gardner Minshew and Geno Smith. You have seen insane plays and good production out of him with those two guys. So you put Kirk Cousins and Fernando under center,
specifically filling the role of a safety blanket.
And my God, what better safety blanket is there?
I don't know.
Brock Bowers is your safety blanket.
Exactly.
That's like the safety blanket for a rookie QB because you could throw the wild, most rookie mistake pass, and he's going to find a way
he'll try to come
that
down
ball
with
into his hands. I know you're a big fan of this guy. So am I. But you've been high on him. You've been a big staunch supporter of him since college. The running back, Mr. Michael Myers in the backfield.
Ashton Genty. What a guy. I'm in love with Ashton Genty.
Did a pretty damn good job for having one of the worst lines in the league last
I like
year.
that they are simultaneously building around Fernando Mendoza and Ashton Genty.
And Brock Bowers. Brock's got his pass thrower.
I mean,
Fernando's got his pass catcher.
What a young core, man.
What a core. When I scrolled across that jersey swap with Fernando and it was the three of them, I'm like, that is a good future.
Exactly.
That is a good
it's a damn
future.
good future.
I will say they need to hit on it while they can, because while it is a good future, you know what it's also going to be in a couple of years? An expensive future.
Very expensive.
To keep all those guys.
Right.
But yeah, I think Fernando's walking into a fantastic place, and I think that's why I'm so high on Las Vegas, because they already got weapons. They're adding weapons in the draft.
Right.
I'm not like too low on their receiver core. I mean, we
we
crazy
have
names, but
we have worse.
like they're good.
Yeah, they're fine.
I don't think they're really bad. The defense has been getting beefed up. Max Crosby is back, I guess.
He's back.
Sure.
For some reason.
And you know how high, hometowner, but because I watched them in college and have seen them since.
Their chemistry.
Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean getting added in the offseason. Giving both of those guys in a place where they're going to have a bigger role.
Right.
More Nakobe Dean.
Absolutely.
Going to be fantastic. Quay Walker as well.
If you were
Quay Walker needs to maybe rein in that attitude before it's too late, especially in Sin City. But
if you were to give the Fernando Mendoza pick a grade, what would you give it?
I'm gonna go A.
I was also going to say flat A. I'm just going to go solid A.
I think A+. It's got to really be something
A+.
special.
You have to get a steal.
Sure,
I think.
But A. I'm excited for the Raiders 2026 season, and that's coming as someone who wasn't excited for the Raiders 2025 season. You had all those guys being like, "Oh, Geno Smith, Pete Carroll, not me." I was like, I'm not sold. I was right.
From a prospect and a pick that we have expected for a while to a guy who kind of came out of nowhere in the most recent pre-draft process, almost like a week ago.
Not even. I feel like it was 2 days before.
Yeah, we've got the second overall pick to the New York Jets, David Bailey, defensive end from Texas Tech.
All right, what were your notes on the David Bailey pick?
David Bailey, I said, not a huge fan, questionable movement skills. I think there are worse ways to go about this. Mm-hmm. And of the guys that were available at the second pick, I do question their fit as much as David Bailey's. I think the Jets were just kind of in a position where there was no real right answer. But this is interesting to say the least. To me, this is going to have to be something that I'm going to have to see play out. Okay. David Bailey is a guy who you cannot argue with his production. You cannot argue with his strength. He has a lot of size. He has the ability to move people around. He is a disruptor and a producer, and that is something that you cannot take away from him. At the same time, there are so many major questions about his ceiling. Mm-hmm. And I don't think those are bad questions to ask. The big thing was during the combine. I don't really think David Bailey showed me anything super special during the combine. He didn't have crazy measurables. He didn't have a crazy broad jump or a crazy 40 or a crazy high jump. Right. Where he really started to show a little bit of that questionableness was during the drills. David Bailey, like I said on my notes, has very questionable movement skills. Yeah. Specifically speaking, it almost become a meme in this pre-draft process. David Bailey doesn't have barely any bend.
Not much.
And
it's not spectacular.
From a second overall pick defensive end,
you want bend.
You want a guy who's almost parallel.
You want bend
to the ground. You want a Von Miller guy, man. And
sure.
To me, this is just.
And there were guys like that in this draft. There are guys that have way better bend than David Bailey.
However, those are also guys that didn't have the strength and the arm skills and this, that, the other that David Bailey has.
But I think that they are guys who could have even potentially, at least for the Jets, been a better choice here.
The David Bailey detractors to me though are completely overblowing his lesser traits
Maybe.
and completely ignoring his great traits.
I mean,
there is not a better there. I mean, from a technical standpoint, outside of the lack of bend, from a technical standpoint, David Bailey is my favorite pass rusher in this draft.
Yeah, you had him at number 7 on your top 10.
I did, yeah.
I did not have him in my top 10 at all.
I see. That's just something that I question, man. Because David Bailey led the nation in sacks.
Sure.
He showed a lot of promise during the playoff, even though they were having a lot of trouble against Oregon.
Yeah. I don't know. I bet maybe I'm just a hater.
I'm just gonna have to see. I don't think if someone were to ask me like, "Hey, do you think David Bailey can get in the NFL and make it happen immediately?" I'm gonna lean toward yes.
Okay.
What about you?
I
What
think-
did you have?
So I only had a couple notes for him. My first note was has connections, makes sense.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the statistic was that night that we saw. But there were I think 3 coaches currently that are a part of the Jets staff that were at Stanford when David Bailey was at Stanford.
Yep.
Probably why he shot up in the mocks days before.
Yep.
And probably why they grabbed him. My second note was just not entirely sold on this one. You know me. My top prospect in this draft was Sonny Styles.
Yep.
My top edge rusher in this draft was Ruben Bain Jr.
Yep.
But originally they were going to go to Arvell Reese, right? That was kind of the idea.
That was the theory.
And I also think that might have just been better for them. I do think David Bailey is going to make it. I do think David Bailey is going to make an impact. Do I think that David Bailey is, at least in the first few years of his career for the Jets, going to make a second overall impact? I don't know. I'm just not sold on it.
There are questions. I will admit there are questions.
He kind of strikes me from what I saw, and there's not really like a way to like predict this. I think you have a couple ways that you can figure it out, but
right,
he kind of strikes me as the guy that is really good for the college level, but just gets lost in translation.
That was
in the NFL
that was a big point. That was a big point that got made.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Just a guy that just can ball out in college, but then just there's something about the jump that stunts them a little bit. And that, again, I'm not trying to say that David Bailey is going to be a bust or is going to be bad.
He might not be second overall.
Something, yeah. I don't. There's something about him that just does not strike me as a second overall pick.
To me, this is giving me if I were to say like kind of not worst case scenario, because there are worse second overall picks or third overall picks from the edge rusher position that have totally, washed up in the NFL. But to me, this is like bad case scenario. This is giving me shades of Solomon Thomas in 2017. You had Myles Garrett off the board first overall. You had Mitch Trubisky, and then you had Solomon Thomas, the third overall pick. And Solomon Thomas just kind of never really found his footing as an edge rusher. And I think worst case scenario, that's probably what could happen to David Bailey. Just like you said, elite at the college level, not entirely there at the NFL level. If you were to grade this pick, what would you give it?
I'll be nice. I'll say B. My heart is leaning B minus, but
I was going to say B as well. I think B minus means you kind of actually missed the mark.
Sure, you're not going to get a garbage player out of him,
right,
or anything. And I think he can kind of instantly start. Like I think you can put him in the starting lineup.
Think of a guy.
I'm not sold on him being a top 2 pick.
Yeah,
top 2 pick.
That's fair.
I mean, the second overall pick. I don't know.
Now this next pick kind of shook us up just a little bit.
Just a little bit, not too much.
This was the start of the shakeup. This is the start of where the foundation started to feel a little uneasy.
Maybe.
But the only difference being we did see a lot of this buzz before the draft came out.
Yeah, so I wasn't too stunned by it.
Yeah,
personally.
I wasn't necessarily floored. I
had a different take, but we can get into that.
We've got round 1, pick 3. The Arizona Cardinals selected Jeremiah Love, running back, Notre Dame. Now, anybody who knows me or knows what my take on the draft is, I had Jeremiah Love as my number 1 prospect
in
this year's NFL draft. However, the fit on the Cardinals is questionable.
Yes.
Do I think that this is a immediate impact player? Yes, it's Jeremiah Love. And if you take a step back and you look at the overall draft, you got Jeremiah Love. That's a win in its own right. However, That's not who I would have gone. If I was the Cardinals, that's not what I would have done.
Yeah.
I think that the Cardinals were sitting at 3 and they were enamored with the idea of getting Jeremiah Love, and so they just pulled the trigger. I don't think they really thought about the long-term aspect.
Does not strike
of
me
that.
as a thinking of the future pick.
No.
In a wise way. Obviously that you're thinking of the future, but
Yeah.
not in the way that they needed to, I think.
I think they just wanted to draft him to say that...
Because it was him.
Yeah.
Draft him because he's him.
Draft him because he's him, but I think he just kind of wanted to say, like, hey, we got the offensive rookie of the year guy on our on our team now. Check it out.
Dog shit team.
Yeah, but you're also like, you're not. What are you building with that?
Sure. So I had him at my 3 on my top 10 my top 10 prospects for this draft, which makes sense and worked out because he got taken number 3. So
Right.
there you go. Equal value for in my eyes. So my first note was justified pick, super talented. Justified in the sense of he's super talented. You don't pass up on a guy like Jeremiah Love. If you get him, he's going to be good.
Right. That's
a
what I
baller.
also said. My notes also said electric
Sure.
talent.
My
first and
second
foremost.
point was going into a rough situation. And that was kind of where I was leaning when we talked about it.
Undeniably.
Was I thought there was a good chance that he went to Arizona, but I was hoping that he would go somewhere like the Titans.
Yeah.
Because for the Cardinals, that's just a bad situation. Like, it's just a bad situation, not just fully as a team, but also like for him. That's just a bad situation
It's not
for
great.
him.
You are going to be splitting reps off the jump.
Because we talked about this, but we forgot. My third point was, is Connor gone? ?
Maybe.
But also, I totally forgot. They signed Tyler Algier in the offseason.
Right.
So you're addressing a position on your team that you don't even really need that badly.
No, running back was not a
you
need
have
for the
the
Cardinals
third
at all.
overall pick. You don't need a running back, and I get that Jeremiah Love is one of those talents that you just don't pass up on. Sometimes you got to pass up on him because you
Right.
don't need a running back right now. You need to set the foundation for your future team somewhere else, and then wait a couple drafts to get the best RB in that draft.
Yeah.
Like, you don't spring for Jeremiah Love when your quarterback situation at the time was Gardner Minshew and holding out Jacoby Brissett.
The best and most simple way that I've seen it put in the last couple days is a luxury pick for a team that could not afford it.
Sure.
And but if I were to give this a grade, I would give this a B+ because Jeremiah Love, again, was my number 1 prospect in this draft.
Yeah.
And if you are getting Jeremiah Love, you are winning in some
I agree.
fashion.
I got to go B+ because he was equal in value to where I had him on my big board.
Right.
And, I mean, he's going to be good. If the if the Cardinals can do the rest of the rebuild right going forward, that's a big if, then in a couple years when they have a more solid team, star running back's going to be Jeremiah Love. Not a bad place to be.
Sure.
But I agree.
But he's going to be in
Luxury pick.
He's going to be in the
Why?
in the trenches for the next 2 seasons.
It's going to be not great.
Now,
Now, the pick that threw the B-dubs into chaos,
And
threw
this-
the draft into chaos, made this a far more interesting night than it had any right to be. Carnell Tate, the wide receiver out of Ohio State, to the Titans at pick 4.
I'm gonna let you take the reins to start off here.
I had him as my 8 on my top 10 because, I was higher on Jordan Tyson myself as a wide receiver prospect. This is not to disparage Carnell Tate. I think Carnell Tate is really good. But I told you my instant reaction to this was, I like that. I like it because I wanted the Titans to take Jeremiah Love because they have Cam Ward, who is really good, who is going to be really good. And I think that it would have been really cool to start building a super tight, super good young offensive core. This is that still.
Yeah.
I thought for a second, I was like, okay, Jeremiah sprung on by the Cardinals. They're probably going to take Arvell Reese here. They took Carnell Tate. And I was like, oh, okay. So you're building a nice little young core here. You're building a cool little offensive young core. Like, Carnell Tate could be a future wide receiver 1 for this team.
Well, yeah.
And that's great to
that's
start
the
building
hope.
chemistry with your young QB, like, right off the bat. Like, you're setting up a pretty nice future.
Let them develop at the same time.
Right.
I enjoy that.
Plus, wide receiver core that isn't terrible. And it makes sense for the future. You got an aging Calvin Ridley. This is his last year as a Titan, most likely.
But they also had guys like what were their names? I just had their names in my Chamir DK or the guy that they drafted out of Stanford who made some meaningful starts for them.
Yeah.
Those are also young dudes with promise, and adding Carnell Tate to that room is big time. Where I stand on this pick is kind of there's a mental division for me.
Okay.
There is the way that I view this pick in concept and the way that I view this pick as you selected Carnell Tate 4th overall.
Yeah.
The way I view this pick in concept is I love it. You are using your high draft pick to be aggressive in finding help for Cam Ward.
Right.
That is great. That sets a wonderful
Absolutely.
precedent. But here's the flip side. I did not have Carnell Tate in my top 10 prospects coming into this draft.
True.
I had Carnell Tate as my wide receiver 3 coming into this draft. I just, at the end of the day, even though I love the pick conceptually, I just do not think Carnell Tate possesses enough of the elite skills to be worth it at the 4th overall pick.
I get that.
I think he was viewed the wrong way all throughout the draft process. I think his sort of the sort of viewpoint on Carnell Tate going into this draft was that, oh, you had other guys with high upside, but Carnell Tate was like the safe prospect.
Sure.
Draft this guy to get a safe look immediately into drafting him. And I just don't think that was accurate. I think Carnell Tate requires some work. I think he is a little bit of a project. I think I like the way that he's very aggressive at the catch point. I like the way he snatches the ball out of the air. He has very reliable hands. I think his route running, even though it was viewed as one of his strengths, I think his route running needs a little work. I think his pad level he was very bad at kind of selling certain routes with his pad levels. I don't think his footwork was the most polished always.
Okay.
I just think that Carnell Tate was a receiver from Ohio State in a draft where we were all scrambling to find who's going to be the best Ohio State receiver in this draft, because Jeremiah Smith's not in this draft. So who can which Ohio State receiver can we draft as highly as possible this draft? What do we do? I think that's kind of where Carnell Tate fell in. But there again, I mean, at the end of the day, wide receiver 3 is wide receiver 3. You're still a first round talent. You're still really good at the sport.
This was a draft to me that I think had a lot of good depth at wide receiver. There are so many wide receivers in this draft that and have been taken, that when the team took them, I thought, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And
no, I
so
agree.
To me, and I get the injury concerns, that's probably why he wasn't taken earlier. Jordan Tyson, I think, is going to be the best wide receiver out of this draft. I like him the most. But I do like this. I do see the vision here.
I like the concept, like I said.
I think who they've taken throughout the draft since as well is kind of helping reinforce this pick a little bit.
I believe it.
I think they are doing a really good job of building a young team around Cam Ward. And that proves it, because the first thing they do in this draft is give him a weapon. They are helping him out off the bat. After signing Wan'Dale Robinson in free agency, like you said, Alec Ayumanor is there.
Right.
Calvin Ridley, old. I'm not a super, big Calvin Ridley guy.
I mean, days are numbered. Everybody knows that.
He's not bad. So,
there are worse.
You have a great young shot to this wide receiver room for your young QB, who is going to be really stupid good.
Cam Ward already is showing the flashes of a great.
I really like it. I really like it, and I like that it seems like they were pretty set on giving Cam Ward his guy, and since Jeremiah Love got taken off the board, it was Carnell Tate.
If you were to give this a grade, what would you take it?
I'm gonna give it an A-.
I'm gonna give it a B+. I think, like you said, the idea and their heart being in the right place really bumps this pick up for me. And again, I think there were absolutely worse directions to go. I do think if they were to have taken Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles here, that wouldn't have been the right call.
Of course.
However, it's a good segue into, like I just said, round 1, pick 5. Arvell Reese, linebacker, Ohio State, to the New York Giants.
He was third on your top 10 prospects.
He was third on my top 10 prospects.
Can I elaborate?
And yet I felt like I was a little lower on him than some people were.
He wasn't on my board at all.
Really?
I didn't put him on my board at all.
I think Arvell Reese dropped in production big time.
He's probably like, if we did like a top 15, he's probably right there on the outside looking in of the top 10. I'm not saying I hate him. These are top 10. These are all positions, right?
Right.
Just didn't feel high enough on him. Sonny Styles, I think, is the better linebacker.
Yeah.
Sonny Styles, again, say it time and time again, was my favorite player in this draft. And I'm going to keep saying that, and I'm going to die on that hill. And the first thing, and I know we had our rapid reactions in the B-dubs. My first thing was, damn it, I knew it. Like, I knew you were going to do it. But all the mocks had Arvell Reese being off the board already.
Right.
Had the Giants taking Sonny Styles because they need that linebacker help.
Yep.
I knew with the whole Carnell Tate disruption, I was worried that the Giants were going to pivot to Reese. And my first note is pivoted due to Tate disruption. And my second note was will be good, should have stuck with Styles.
This, to me, is... I feel like overall, this pick is a little less reactionary than you're making it seem. I think Arvell Reese absolutely had a lot of momentum and ties to the New York Giants going into this. The thing that kind of loses me on this pick a little bit is the team fit to me is not there. This is a team that already last year drafted Abdul Carter. This is a team that already has Kayvon Thibodeau on their roster, which I know they've been talking about trading him forever, which they have not pulled the trigger on that yet.
If it hasn't happened now, I don't think it will. There were whispers about him going to the Saints.
And that didn't happen.
He's not.
Joe Shane himself shot those down.
What round are we in
We're
right
in the
now?
6th round.
Yeah, he's not about to get traded for some peanuts.
Not at all. I mean, to me, this is just... You drafted Arvell Reese, a guy who's supposed to be like this kind of defensive chess piece sort of guy. Kind of the type of guy that the Cowboys wanted out of Micah Parsons, you know? Mm-hmm. You're drafting him to a position that I don't think you guys have open. I don't think this position is open for them right now. I think that they are going to be really struggling on where to play Reese. They're probably going to play him mostly at inside linebacker. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to that, why didn't you draft Sonny Styles?
Exactly. See?
And I'm with you all the way on that. But to me, it just seems like Arvell Reese has a ceiling that I think could even be above a guy like Tibbs. No, I don't think anything could be really above Abdul Carter's ceiling.
No, Arvell Reese to me is a very much, and this is why I was higher on Sonny Styles, high floor, unknown ceiling.
Yeah.
There's a chance that his ceiling
is
closer than we think.
Yeah.
He's got a really high floor. Not sure about that ceiling.
True.
And I'm sorry, not a hot take, I don't think. You don't draft based on high floors.
No.
It's got to be a high ceiling.
At least not in the top 5.
You are investing.
Maybe like after pick 10 you do that, but no. Yeah.
You are investing in the future.
Right.
You are rarely investing. And I know that this happens a lot of the time. Teams will pick in win now mode, but still, you are investing for the future. You are not investing for the now.
It's not the player, it's the team to me. It's
not a fit that you like.
No, if I were to give this a grade, I would give this probably a flat B. If there was a grade in between B and B minus, that's what I would give this.
I think I'm gonna have to lean towards a B minus.
I just think there were worse ways to mess this up. I think Arvell Reese is a good enough player to justify it for me. I think he's great.
I said will be good. I don't think he's going to be bad.
Like I said, he was number 3 on my big board.
Just not as high on him, and so I'm going to stick with that.
The reason why I said Jeremiah Love shook the foundations a little bit is because I was convinced that the Cardinals were going to take Reese here. I think that would have been a beautiful fit. But yeah. Moving on to another bit of shakeup. Starting with the context around this, the Browns sat at pick 6, and they traded down with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs went to pick 6. The Chiefs had the 6th overall pick.
We were terrified. We were
actually so scared.
They had their pick of the litter at 6, really, with some great talent.
And at the time, the pick that they made, I think we were lower on it. And as time goes on, I think I'm starting to kind of come around on this.
I see the vision. I'm still going to call it a reach.
They went with Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU, to the Kansas City Chiefs, 6th overall.
I think factoring in Jermod McCoy's injury, Mansour was probably the best corner in the draft.
Absolutely.
He was not in my top 10. He was in your top 10 at 10.
He was at 10 for me. Mostly because this is just not the strongest cornerback draft to me.
No, not particularly riveting.
So,
my 2 notes were, because, at the time, felt kind of off.
A little.
My 2 notes were, what the fuck, reach. And I'm going to at least stick with the second note. I think it was a little bit of a reach. I also think it was a little silly that they felt the need to trade up to 6 to get him, because I don't think that he was going to fly off the board anywhere soon.
Maybe. I think it was really specifically the Commanders that they were worried about.
I think they were pretty sold on their guy, got to be honest with you. I think that was the guy that they were going to get no matter what.
So
maybe the Chiefs didn't know that. Maybe the Chiefs were scared of that not being the case. But
this to me is a perfect example of what I like to reference in like the draft process and during the draft as a quote unquote justified reach. Is it a reach? Yes. Look at the Chiefs roster before this draft comes around. What's their biggest glaring need? Corner. Pretty obviously. I mean, they lost their 2 starting corners, one of which being an All-Pro.
Right.
So I think, did they have to jump the shark on it? Probably not. But I get being worried, and I think aggression is the right way to go. Be aggressive with your guy. Yeah. So to me, this is starting to make a little more sense as time goes on. You need a corner really badly. You're afraid that somebody's gonna take him. You don't take the risk. You jump and you trade up. You get your guy. You get the best corner in the draft, in my opinion. And that's tit for tat.
We'll see. Time will tell. I think we won't have to wait too long for this pick to tell us who he is. Sonny Styles.
Well, we didn't give a grade. I give Mansour Delane. Actually, I'm gonna go a little steep here. I'm gonna give this one an A-. I'm
gonna go flat B.
All right. Next
Sonny
up
Styles
is a guy that you were unfathomably high on.
My guy. That is my number 1 player in this draft, and I will again double, triple, quadruple, whatever the word for 5 is, quintuple down on, is the best player in this draft. As far as looking at it from like a big board perspective, he is the best prospect in this draft. And not only that, do I think he should have come off the board earlier? Absolutely. Am I so goddamn happy that he went where he went? Absolutely.
The Washington Commanders with pick 7 took Sonny Styles, linebacker out of Ohio State. You had him, like you just said, number 1.
Number 1
on your big board.
I didn't dive too deeply into that. I don't know. I'm just gonna let you cook with that.
I had 3 notes. First note was baller, game changer, best choice. Commanders need a defense. Commanders need to kind of revitalize that defense.
Right.
Because if we're going to assume that maybe there's still some good talent, maybe there is still a bright future for the Commanders, even though last year was a bit of a down year, you have your offensive pieces. You have a re-signed Scary Terry. You have your young star quarterback in Jaden Daniels. Mm-hmm. You are set. They're adding some pieces on offense, I believe, in this draft.
They have already.
Yeah, you are set. Let's start working on that defensive side of the ball. Dan Quinn, defensive-minded head coach, which, by the way, another thing that I liked. Second note, learning under Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
Fantastic. One of the best linebackers in NFL history. I mean, come on.
Right.
Guy like Sonny Styles, fantastic prospect, a freak at that position, learning under one of the greatest to ever do it at that position, who is still playing at a relatively high level for his age.
Right.
Fantastic. My third note, defensive rookie of the year. I believe it. I believe in it.
Just putting all the chips in.
All the chips on Sonny Styles. I think this is the best fit for him. I'm so hyped for him. I'm glad that this is where he went. I know I was freaking out when it happened because I was just like, And I turned you on to it because
Yeah,
the second
no, I
I
get
was
it.
like, he's learning under Bobby Wagner. Like, you saw the vision there, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we both are going to give this one an A+. I know I'm giving it an A+.
A+.
This
Slam
is-
dunk pick.
This is a slam dunk
Slam
pick.
dunk pick.
From a slam dunk pick to, unfortunately, in my opinion, unfortunately for you,
Fortunately
another
for me.
slam dunk pick.
Well, hey, I was about to say,
Jordan Tyson.
another slam dunk pick to me as well. Jordan Tyson to the Saints.
At
I had
8th
him
overall.
at 6 on my big board. You did not have him on your big board at all.
I had injury concerns.
I get that. I think that he has proven that he is comfortably back from that. But also, even with the time he lost, he put up some damn good numbers for a
put
guy
up
who missed as
great
many
numbers.
games as he did.
And Jordan Tyson's an eye test guy anyway.
Sure. I hate this because I hate the Saints, but they got a great wide receiver. Great target for Tyler Shuck. My notes were best wide receiver and then fuck.
Yeah,
I hate the Saints.
this is great. I think
I'm gonna go A. I'm not gonna go A plus because look, I will admit.
Yeah.
I will admit. Sure, injury. Okay, can be scary.
this
So
guy
I'll
is
give it an A.
also like going into the Saints as the wide receiver too.
But if he didn't have any injury concerns, it'd be an A plus for me.
Yeah, I'm giving this one an A as well, mostly because I think, this is the 8th overall pick, and you are going to be, he is going to be a guy who's like going to be behind Chris Olave on the depth chart, but a weapon is a weapon, man. And
Absolutely.
Jordan Tyson is the textbook definition of a weapon.
Yeah.
So this is just a great pick for the Saints. This is a great future pick. The 9th overall pick right after that was first offensive lineman off the board, Spencer Fano, offensive tackle out of Utah to the Cleveland Browns.
I had him at 7 on my big board, and you did not have him on your big board either.
I didn't have any O-lineman on
You
my
didn't
big
have any
board.
alignment on your big board. Why are
No.
you hating on the big guys?
I'm not hating on the big guys.
I think you're hating on the big guys. Don't hate on the big fellas.
I think that the best offensive lineman in this class and the 8th or 9th best offensive lineman in this class were insanely close together.
Yeah,
I think this was a very close grouping of skill as far as the offensive.
I had
class goes.
Spencer Fano as my best O-line prospect, so I can't help but say that this was a good pick.
If
I was a little
had him second.
I was a little sold for a second that the Browns were going to go with Monroe Freeling because Todd Monken,
Right.
Georgia connections, but I can't argue going with Spencer because I think he was the best O-line prospect.
Right.
And I think the Browns have had a sneaky good draft so far.
Right.
And I think that they're really they're giving Shadur Sanders all that he needs to kind of take the reins and be like, if you want to be the guy for this team, go prove it. We're giving you protection. We're giving you weapons.
No, I
you
like
have
it.
the defense. Go out and prove that you can lead this team.
I think Fano, even if Shadur isn't the guy or whatever, I mean, I'm not going to get into that. But, I mean, a tackle is a tackle, and a great tackle is a great tackle, and you're going to have him on your line no matter what, and no matter who's playing QB.
Spencer Fano strikes me as a good long-term guy. He will be consistently good on the Browns for like a decade.
This is
This
is a good
nice
pick to me. He's
long-term pick.
a great athlete at the tackle position.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is a safe pick, and O-line was an absolute need. I saw a lot of Browns fans all over the place being a little skeptical, which I didn't understand. I think a lot of Browns fans were going to prefer the flashy pick like Caleb Downs or something.
Let's be honest. I think every fan base prefers the flashy pick. We
Every-
all
yeah, we all want the flashy
We all
pick,
have
but-
more fun watching a draft when our team takes the flashy guy. Sometimes does that come with talent and the right choice? Yeah, and that's when it's fun. But sometimes even when you don't need the flashy pick, you as a fan instinctively want the flashy pick so you can be like, whoa!
But at the end of the day, I'm going to give this.
You don't need it.
I'm going to give this an A.
The Browns didn't need the flashy pick.
Well,
They took the right pick. And Browns fans are going to be happier in the long term because of it.
I'm actually going to give this an A- because I didn't have Fano as my number one offensive line prospect.
I'm going to go flat A.
Yeah.
My notes were best O-line prospect, good get for their offense, and definitely day one starter because I'm sure
To segue into my number one O-line prospect.
Yeah.
We had the Giants at pick 10 taking Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle out of Miami.
Mauigoa.
Mauigoa? I think
said Mauigoa.
Well, I think that's how he pronounces
Is
his
it?
thing. Yeah, I think like the G in Polynesian pronunciation, I think that's kind of a
More of an N sound.
N sound, yeah.
Interesting.
That's how I heard them announce the pick and everything.
Yeah. Well.
And there's no N in his name, so whatever. Semantics. As more time passes, I love this pick.
He wasn't in my top 10. I I don't dislike him. I think he's a good pick. At the time, I was a little shocked that they didn't go with Caleb Downs.
A touch.
And I still think there is an argument out there to be had that maybe they could have, and it would have also been a good pick. I think this is a good pick. I don't have much to say about it. I didn't have many notes at the time.
I don't have a
I
lot
like
either.
it.
I like it a
It's
lot.
fine. B plus for me, probably. I think it helps, especially because Jackson Dart, he took his blows in his rookie season, so we need to prevent that as much as possible.
Yeah,
because he's young, but it's fine.
I'm in the camp of after the Dexter Lawrence trade, the Giants were sitting pretty at with the 5th overall pick and the 10th overall pick, and to me, the way this all looked was they took Arvell Reese with the 5th overall pick. If you have 2 top 10 picks and you leave that top 10, you leave that first round of the draft without investing in your young offense at all, you lost.
Sure.
You immediately lost.
And this is an investment in the offense.
They needed that. And I like this. I know this proves that they are trying to do right by Jackson Dart. And I like this. I give this one an A.
Speaking of Caleb Downs, taken right after by the Cowboys.
There's
pick
a
11.
bit of a narrative here. The Cowboys moved up with the Miami Dolphins, another team which could have absolutely used Caleb Downs.
For sure.
And the Cowboys decided, you know what? We're going to capitalize off of this, and our defense was struggling. We're going to take arguably the best defensive player in this draft.
Not a lot to say
He's
about
up there
him.
at least.
For kind of the opposite reason, there isn't much to say about him because he's a fantastic pick. I had him at 4 on my big board.
Yeah, I had him high as well.
He's one of the best talents in this draft class.
You drafted a top level defender.
One of those just good football players.
You drafted
good
you drafted a top class defender for a team that needed defense. I give us an A+.
My notes were so simple. Right choice. If he's in your lap, take him. Great ad.
Yep. This is good. This is an A+.
Great for the Cowboys. I give it an A. Just because again, A pluses. I want to be a little more conservative with giving out my A pluses. So I'm gonna go nice A. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Great pick.
I'm actually gonna bump it down to an A too because I do think Caleb Downs is sort of like a more refined version of the same conversation I was having about Carnell Tate.
Sure.
There is a little work to be done, I think, on his game.
Yeah.
But there's all the tools.
Absolutely.
Tools and the mentality is there.
I think he's going to be great. I think he's got a bright future on the Cowboys. As much as, I don't care for the Cowboys to have a bright future. He'll have a bright future for him. Next pick, completely opposite. Dolphins at pick 12, pick Caden Proctor. I have, in all caps, reach.
Tell him your notes, man.
That's it. That's my note. All caps,
all
reach.
caps, big writing, reach.
Yep.
This is bad.
Scribbled it. It's rough.
This
too.
is bad.
I was.
This is bad.
Couldn't even sniff my top 10 if he tried.
No.
To be honest with you, is there a little bit of resentment because of the touchdown against Georgia?
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't even.
What are you doing, Miami?
What
are you doing?
I had him as my 6th best tackle in the class. I had Monroe Freeling higher. I had Blake Miller higher.
You had Monroe Freeling sitting there. If you're gonna go line,
I had.
Was it the Wildcat formations? Is that what kind of enticed them? Is it like the forbidden fruit?
I had Caleb Lomu higher. Even a guard,
Vega
Iwane. That would have been a great pick there.
They are going to kill Malik Willis. They're trying to kill Malik Willis.
Caden Proctor is just. I hate to say this before the guy's even played an NFL snap, but this is just a miss. This is a miss.
I have never been so confident in diagnosing a miss, maybe ever, which is hilarious because you know how I feel about the next pick as well. Yeah, I give this pick like a D-. This one gets a D, maybe even a D+. And the reason why I say that is the only way that would be a D- or an F to me is if you took a bad player at a position that you did not need. I think O-line at the bottom line, the bottom line, you did take an O-lineman when you needed O-line. Sure.
So For that, I don't want to be super harsh, but Caden Proctor was just not the pick.
Just a bad pick.
I
I think easily the worst pick of the night.
Well, let's get there. Let's put a pin in it.
Well,
No, we'll see. I want to talk about everything before we start to get into like the biggest losers, biggest stuff
see,
like that.
I'm forgetting about myself though, because coming up, pick 13, the Rams select quarterback Ty Simpson out of Alabama.
This is a pick we're kind of divided on.
Yeah, we weren't earlier, but you've had a change in tune.
And I'm here to kind of justify me changing my tune a little bit. This is not a great pick. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go so far as to say, "Oh my God, the Rams are cooking something crazy, aren't they?" No, this isn't really right. However, do I think that this is, if there was any team to take Ty Simpson and get as much value as possible out of Ty Simpson, this is the team. As much future value as you can out of Ty Simpson, and the one team that I feel confident could make Ty Simpson in this situation into a good quarterback and a good quality starter in their future, it is the Rams. And it's just, to me, I saw, of the mocks that I saw to the Rams, I saw a lot of Mekhi Lemon. I saw a lot of a lot of corners. To me, that is just like, what would they do with a guy like Lemon, really? They still have great receivers. They bolstered the corner room a lot. They could have taken an O lineman. I really can't see any O lineman truly on the board that I think would have been great. You could say, Vega Ioane, but the Rams have two good guards. They have Steve Avila and they have Kevin Dotson. Both guys are quality starter guards right now. I just think overall, this is not a great pick, but for the future, I don't hate it.
I hate this pick. I give this pick another D-. In fact,
I give this one a C+.
That's insane. My notes were just no. Bad pick. Career backup can't help now. The Rams are in a position to win now. They are in a Super Bowl window.
I don't think this really did anything to derail that.
Not necessarily, but it doesn't help it either, which in the top 15,
which is why I didn't give him like a B.
You want a pick to help or just trade the damn pick. Plus, to add on to this, it was a pick that was not made in cooperation inside the organization. It is very clear this was a Les Snead pick without input from McVay. McVay is not happy about this pick, and I don't care who it is. You lose points in a pick if it was a pick made out of synchronization inside the organization. This gives me shades of the Michael Penix selection, except it's worse because at least Michael Penix was like
is a starter,
maybe going to play. This is worse because Matthew Stafford just won the MVP. Are Matthew Stafford and Kirk Cousins in those situations both the older veteran quarterback? Yes. Difference being, the Falcons had just signed Kirk Cousins off of an Achilles injury, and Matthew Stafford just won the fucking MVP.
Yeah.
Not only that, this is a team who, say what you want about him, there are conversations, I know, but McVay has said in the past Stetson Bennett is there to be the future. So not only are you drafting a quarterback of the future at a time where you don't need a quarterback of the future, you're drafting one to a team that already has their quarterback of the future, at least in the mind of the head coach.
Right.
And you have other players here that you could have taken that could have bolstered this team to help win now, or just trade the pick for some good capital. But no, you take a guy who started one season in college, who has really nothing crazy elite about his game.
That's where I disagree. That's where I think there's a lot of this stems from you just being lower on Ty Simpson as a prospect.
I don't think he has anything elite in his game. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he has anything elite.
I think his progressions and his processing is really is great now. I think that it's really just him applying his physical tools to his mental breakdown of the game.
Well, if even that's the case, I don't think he gets his shot to do that at the Rams, so what was even the point? I told you this the other night.
This is a better thing for the future.
I told you this the other night. This gives me shades of Kyle Trask.
But it doesn't, though, because I just think, like, even this is just, I mean, it's not great. Obviously, I already said it's not great. But to me, this is just, I like a lot of the insights that I've been seeing about this pick lately. And for the future, this this is what I would have done. You know?
I can't agree. D-. That's a bad pick. It's not a good way to start this draft. It does absolutely nothing to help the team except cause rifts within the organization, which is not what you want at this stage of where the Rams are at.
Next up, we have probably what I would consider the safest.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
The safest pick in the draft, which is always a good thing. At round 1, pick 14 to the Ravens, Olai Vega Iwane, guard from Penn State. This guy's just good.
2 notes. I had solid pick, helps fill O-line holes. That's
Exactly.
what you want. That's what you want.
This guy's just good. I give this an A.
Gives Lamar more protection, helps make holes for Henry. I mean,
Right.
what else do you need? Also, I think the Ravens have been, again, another team having a sneaky good draft.
They've been having a great draft so far.
I like it. The only thing that kind of throws me off is I just don't know how the new coach is going to do. I just don't know how the new regime is kind of going to.
Yeah, but there's
make the
I
team.
don't
But
I don't know how much you could tie that to Iwane.
I'm not tying it to him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just mean like, I don't know if like this is like this is a good pick for their future because I don't really know what their future looks like right now because you got a
Right.
new regime. You don't know how they're going to be coached, what they're going to accomplish. But for the position, for the spot in the draft for the team,
Fills a need.
great. Fills a need.
And
Very
that's
talented player.
The best player at that position.
Very talented player. Again, I was higher on Monroe Freeling, so maybe I would have taken him. But
Right.
I think Vega's really good, so I
Right.
can't hate. I'm gonna go B+.
I'm gonna go A because to me it's just this is the simplest way to put it. It was probably their biggest need going in, and they got the best player at that position. I can't ask for more. I think this is a good A. But you're being a little more conservative with your grades. I think so.
Yeah,
I'm a
just
little
'cause
bit.
this isn't, like,
I'm a little bit of a hippie.
The biggest draft.
No,
You don't
not
have,
at
like,
all.
Crazy generational picks.
But speaking of a generational
Speaking
pick,
of a generational
nah,
pick, we can go. we will go into detail about this one a little later.
But we'll
When
give a grade
when
right
we
now.
break down our teams. A+ for Reuben Bain Jr. to the Bucks at pick 15.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers
A+.
at pick 15. I give this one an A. We'll get into this later, but yeah, that's nice.
Interesting.
An A.
Only an A for you.
Like you said, I just don't think this is like an insane draft. I think this is the biggest draft in the world.
Well, I had Reuben Bain Jr. at number 2 on my big board.
Ruben Bain's
so-
also like like you said, he's a ceiling type of guy. I do think he has a high ceiling, but I don't think it's like the highest of ceilings.
Yeah.
But he's good. He's a day one guy who's going to make a great impact. So this is a great pick, and the value is through the roof.
Value is fantastic.
But we'll get into that later down the line. Round 1, pick 16 is a pick which I didn't hate at the time. It's losing me. It's losing me as time goes on.
I told you.
We've got round 1, pick 16 to the New York Jets, tight end Kenyon Sadiq.
Kenyon Sadiq for you is sitting at 8 on your big board. He was not on my big board.
He's a great player.
I am not high on him.
He's a wonderful player. This is not the team fit.
Yeah, no, not
In
team
the
fit
slightest.
whatsoever. I don't hate what the Jets are doing,
They're trying.
but I also kind of do because I'm like, like you're bringing in some great young talent for your offense, but you're starting Geno Smith.
Well,
So again, team fit. Like you could have brought, I think, other stuff into the organization here.
a thing that kind of series
Would have probably helped.
I think that kind of series this for me is that they spent a second round pick last draft on Mason Taylor, and Mason Taylor is a good tight end. So to me, using this high pick, this top half pick on a tight end, even though it is a tight end with a ridiculous athletic profile for a tight end, and not even very bad production from the position, I do think that this is just reactionary, and I think they just didn't really even look inwards to their team enough whenever they made this pick.
My notes were raw because I think he's raw.
Yeah.
He strikes me as almost, I'm not saying they'll have similar like career trajectories in any way, but he strikes me as almost the Anthony Richardson pick of this draft in the sense of like
That's
those
steep.
measurables.
That's
are,
steep.
Those measurables are crazy. Because they are.
He did
he's
produce.
a freak athlete.
He
He
did
did produce, but I'm not sold on it. Like I know that he's a freak athlete, but I'm just not sold on like his fit really at the tight end position, but also just like in general and for this team especially. So I also said need to see it in action. I need to see it in action.
Yeah, me too.
We'll see what's going on in action, and I just said not 100% sold because I'm not. I'm not 100% sold. I think it was a
No, I
little
get
high.
it. I'm gonna give this one a B-.
I think it was a little bit of a reach. I'm gonna go. We'll take it C+.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm
C
somewhere
plus on
around that too. Next up, we've got a pick that kind of had me scratching my head a little bit. It's a little boring. Round 1, pick 17, Blake Miller, offensive tackle out of Clemson. I'm getting lower on this as time goes on.
My first note was Monroe clears because I think if you're gonna go in this direction, Monroe Freeling is right there.
At the tackle position, Blake Miller just does not have the athletic profile that I like, especially not for the 17th overall pick.
I said just odd and don't see the appeal.
I don't either. I just think this is a little like, I think this is one of those things, this is kind of like a diet version of David Bailey to the Jets, where I think it was probably just the Lions that had him super high up on their board. And at the end of the day, can I fault them for just getting their dude? No. But is it a little disappointing?
Take the guy you want.
Sure. I give this one a C+, probably.
Yeah.
You could do worse.
That a boy, Micah Morris. Good for you. Yeah, I don't see the appeal. I feel like they should have gone with Monroe Freeling here.
Yeah.
If it's high on their board, so be it. But I'm also just like, I'm super critical of the Lions right now because I think, especially after last year, I think their window's shut. I think their window's shut, and I think they're trying to cling to a window that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I've always been critical of the Lions. I think the Lions are overall, and this is just more of like a personal thing, I think the Lions are really, I think they're really corny. I hate their brand of football so much.
Goodness.
I'm not a fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't like Kirby Joseph. I don't even like Dan Campbell very much. I think Aiden Hutchinson's a cornball. It feels like a theater kid team to me. And no offense to Mr. Brady Stidham on Theater Kids, obviously. But I just, to me, Blake Miller, I mean, you could miss worse on this, but this is just not.
I'm gonna go C-.
That's a little harsh. I'm gonna go C+ because he's a fine tackle.
C-. Round 1, pick 18. The Vikings take Caleb Banks, defensive tackle out of Florida.
I like Caleb Banks as a defensive tackle.
I said good, not great.
Yeah.
Second time I've used this note. I need to see it in action.
Same.
I need to see how
I'm
he
gonna have
fits
to
on
see
the team.
it. I think he's good, though.
I also said interesting.
Yeah.
I just put interesting.
It's interesting. I had him pretty high up as far as defensive tackles go. I had him, if I'm not mistaken, he is the first defensive tackle off the board.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I agree with that, but I also don't think there was I don't think there was a clear defensive tackle one in this class,
No,
and I think this is a good upside pick.
Yeah,
I give this one a B-.
Caleb's fine.
Or a B, flat B.
I'm gonna go B-. Actually, I'm gonna stick with where you were at. I'm gonna go B- for that.
There could have been.
Need to see it in action.
I think the Vikings. I think at the end of the day, the Vikings needed secondary a little more.
Probably.
But all things
feel
considered,
like this pick is gonna serve them wrong.
All things considered, they also need a defensive tackle.
Sure.
So yeah.
Following that up with
the first dog.
First dog off the board. The only Georgia Bulldog in the first round this year.
Unfortunately.
Monroe Freeling. I had him at number 9 on my big board.
Offensive tackle out of Georgia to the Carolina Panthers.
Pick 19. I said good pick, easily a steal. I do think he was a steal at 19.
Fair.
Good value. I said will be an easy plug and play, and I agree. I think this is a guy who you will see protecting Bryce Young for many years to come and protecting him well. I think he's got a good mind for the position. I think he's got pretty good athleticism for the position.
Great athleticism.
Good size. Like it's just a good pick. I think it's a solid pick. I think
I give this one an A-.
He knows, and I know this is like a weird thing to say about an lineman, but I mean it in like the really he knows way. He knows who to block. He knows who to block. When he hits his first assignment, if he's up his first assignment, like on a run play, he knows who to get next. He's going to put guys on their asses, and he's going to do it well, and he's going to do it for a long time.
I would rate this one a little higher. However, I do think there is a little bit of lack of refinement to his game a little bit. But I mean, a draft is about upside.
He spent more time learning than he did playing at Georgia.
He's a real upside guy to me.
He's got a high ceiling.
I'm gonna give this one a A-.
He's got a lower floor, high ceiling. I'm gonna go A- as well. But also home teamer. Love a dog. Always want dogs to succeed, and I think this dog will succeed.
We love a dog.
Hate that he's on the Panthers because, got to meet him twice a year, but that's just what's going to happen sometimes.
Just how it goes. We've got at round 1, pick 20.
Some controversy around
a
this
little
one.
bit of a complex situation around this guy. The Philadelphia Eagles traded up to pick 20 with the Dallas Cowboys to jump the Pittsburgh Steelers and get Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver out of USC.
I like it. First thing, we both agreed on this the second it happened. This is my
A.J.
first
Brown.
note. A.J. Brown is gone.
Gone.
A.J. Brown is easily gone. Don't know how it's going to shake out with the Patriots with all that going on, but he's gone.
Devontae Smith is going to be wide receiver 1 for that team.
Finally. My third
And
note.
to fill the wide receiver 2 role, but Mekhi Lemon's great.
My third note was next to Slim Reaper is sweet.
That's
I think
sweet.
That's a sweet combo
duo.
right there.
I like that.
I said solid pick.
This is an A-.
He seems keyed in.
Yeah.
He's always doing that thing. He's
He
slithering like a
does
snake.
a little weird sway.
But he's like his eyes.
his
Though,
eyes are
you
weird.
see it in his eyes. Though
Yeah.
he's like, this guy's gonna be a baller. I think
my one
like
thing,
an evil baller. He's gonna be a baller.
The one reason why I wouldn't rate him a little higher is that I just don't think Mekhi Lemon's athletic profile is anything crazy.
I mean, he's 9 on your big board. He wasn't on my big board at all.
No, I mean,
but,
he
you're
was
higher on him than me.
I was very high on him. He won. He was very highly rated throughout college. I think his game is refined. I just don't think his athleticism is refined.
Yeah,
I
think
don't think
that'll
it'll
come with
take
the
him a
league.
lot to translate his game to the NFL, but I do think it'll take a little
I
bit.
think the Eagles is a great landing spot for him.
Yeah,
so I
that
think
is a great
I think
landing
that
spot.
ups the pick a little bit in my eyes. I'm gonna go A.
Okay.
A good team fit, good player.
The very next pick, unfortunately, and this is what we were talking about. See, the Steelers had every intention of drafting Mekhi Lemon.
They did. And they got
and
screwed out of it.
They got screwed out of it.
Cowboys
and
always doing some stuff to screw other people.
Cowboys just decided to be little
Jones.
snakes about it.
Jerry Jones.
But the Steelers had to scramble and make a pick that I don't think I really agree with.
Me neither.
They disappointed their home crowd in Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, the shots of how many people in Pittsburgh left the draft after that pick is hilarious.
We've got offensive tackle Max Ihenachor out of Arizona State to the Pittsburgh Steelers at round 1, pick 21.
Forks up.
Forks up. This should not. I really think that the Steelers' reaction to this draft pick should not spoil the view of this draft pick. This is really not a terrible pick at the end of the day.
My first note was all that pageantry for this because
They did have a
They
really
did
ridiculous intro.
a whole 5-minute intro.
Montage.
They played
Styx was there.
Styx. They played almost the entirety of the song "Renegade" by Styx, but before that, they played
Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck for like a good 2 minutes. Whole edit about the Steelers.
They had
the home crowd going crazy.
They had Steelers
And then
Hall of
they
Famers
announced
come out
this
to
pick.
announce it, and then they
Yeah.
announced Max Ihenachor.
God, isn't this when they all came out? Heinz Ward, Roethlisberger.
Yes, this was.
This is when they all came out.
They had a million different
Big Ben on the
Steelers
stage in
Hall of Famers.
2026 is kind of crazy. You'd think by
Screw
now,
that, dude.
you'd think by now we'd be like, this guy is awful. He's a bad person.
This is like a rape guy, right? Like
like
this guy's
seeing
like
Ben
a rape dude.
Roethlisberger like dap up Heinz Ward made me like sick to my stomach.
Notable
Pure
Asian
evil.
Heinz Ward.
Notable Georgia Bulldog Heinz Ward.
Yeah, it's a whole unfortunate. There was so much pageantry,
And like you look at a guy like Heinz Ward, that's just pure good, man. And then you watch him dap up
just
Satan.
like-
It's
yeah.
like anyway,
me-
all that pageantry though for such a strange pick.
for a developmental tackle.
I said whatever, bro. Nothing burger.
This is a big
of a nothing burger pick.
I think in the draft, I think our immediate reaction was like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, sure, man.
I
I was
mean-
kind of more caught up at Ben Roethlisberger being invited on the stage in
Right.
2026, but you know,
This is another C+.
the NFL
to me.
the NFL has a history of priding talent over
This is
who a person actually is.
This
so.
is a developmental guy, and
Yeah.
I would hate it less if this wasn't a developmental guy where I'm like, okay, he's developmental. Who is developing him?
The
Broderick
Steelers?
Jones?
The Steelers?
Troy Fatanu? Like, who is developing Max Ihenachor?
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna really stick around Pittsburgh.
I just don't like the
Not
the
trying
fit.
to dunk
I don't like
on the
team
guy,
fit.
but
This is another-
I'm gonna go
this-
C.
This is another situation. This is 2023. This is 2025. This is 2024.
I'm gonna go flat C on
Yeah.
Big Max. Now, however, a good team fit, in my opinion. Next pick 22, Akeem Mesidor out of Miami for the Chargers.
Akeem Mesidor's a beast.
I like him. He is not on my big board, however, A lot of mocks had him going to Tampa Bay, so I was
You
keyed in on
looked in.
Akeem.
You looked in.
I was keyed in on Akeem, and I think he is really good, and I was very content with the possibility of getting him. I was like, yeah, this is going to be a solid
Right.
pick. So, I'll say it again. Solid pick. Also, in this draft, when a lot of people had him getting taken off the board sooner, this is really good value. At pick 22,
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Chargers need some defensive help.
Chargers are a great
Great
team fit
defensive
for
pick.
this.
I said good pit, really nice instant addition, and I just said big fan of this for them. Because I'm a big fan of this for them.
I give this a B plus.
I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go B+. I was going to say A-, but maybe that's a little high. I'll go B+.
I think he needs a little work. Also, I will say he will be 30 by the time his rookie contract's up. I think that's just always something you gotta take into account.
Yeah, but like,
but
whatever.
there's also the angle you can take, like, oh, well, that means he's in his physical prime. But
Yeah.
we'll see. I do like this pick at the end of the day.
In my opinion, I think they're going to pretty much plug and play him, so it doesn't really matter how old he is. He's ready to go.
I think he will be able to just
He's
come
ready
in
to go.
and get sacks. I like him and Khalil Mack. I like him and Tooley
Absolutely.
together.
And look at you, Mr. Rye,
My
with one of your dark horses.
one of my dark horses just
going in the first round.
knocked it out of the park.
In the first round.
And let it be known that not only is he on my dark horse list,
there.
I wholeheartedly believe in this guy.
Yeah.
We got round 1, pick 23. We got round 1, pick 23 to the Dallas Cowboys. Malachi Lawrence, edge rusher out of UCF.
Malachi Lawrence.
Malachi Lawrence.
Malachi Lawrence.
So the Cowboys just drafted Malachi Lawrence, and
Out
I
of
think he's quite good.
UCF.
I give this one. I'm going to start with the grade before I explain. I give
Okay.
this one a B plus as well.
Okay.
I think that this guy is one of the upside edge rushers in this draft, because his all that needs work is his kind of finishing. I think the whole package isn't quite there, but he has a super deep bag when it comes to pass rush. He has a great bend. His handwork is elite.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoy this guy, and I think the Cowboys are going to be the team to be able to get the right value out of him.
I put dark horse, for you. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was your dark horse. And I said, I see the vision.
Yeah.
I see the vision. I think what helps him is that the Cowboys previously took Caleb Downs.
Right.
So I think that instantly just boosts their first round.
For the Cowboys, the more defense, the better.
So I think buying in on a guy like this,
Right.
if you already took the surefire hit in Caleb Downs, why not?
Go ahead.
Why not? I like it. Now, your night was made by watching your dark horse get taken off the board.
And it
in
was
round one.
ruined.
And then your night was destroyed in an instant when the Browns jumped up, I believe.
No,
Were they sitting there?
they were sitting there. They were just sitting. They didn't jump the shark on anybody. The Browns took a guy who had so many ties to the Bills.
Thought
who
for sure.
I thought
And
the Bills were going to take him.
throughout the night, you were amped. You were ready. You were ready for him.
I was ready for this guy.
You were ready for him.
And it didn't
to
come
hear
to
his
fruition.
name come off, I immediately gave you the
shoulder
loving
pat.
shoulder pat because I knew that you had just had everything ripped away from you in an instant.
Casey Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M to the
Now,
Cleveland
however, first Texas A&M receiver drafted in the first round since 2003, according
Browns.
to
Did you know
ESPN
that?
Analytics.
Which not only did they forget Mike Evans, no Texas A&M wide receivers got drafted in the first round. 2003.
No, so
You
how
look
do
into
you
it.
how do you mess up both of those?
You went 0 for 2.
I don't. What is worse, thinking that a Texas A&M wide receiver went off in the first round,
forgetting
in
Mike
2003,
Evans
or
is
forgetting
worse.
that Mike Evans was
Mike Evans is like the
Texas A&M wide receiver? Yeah, whatever. I mean, good
I-
for ESPN for giving us a laugh, I guess.
But this is great.
Maybe
To
they
the
should
Browns,
hire us because we would have done that.
Yeah, we would have known.
Yeah, ESPN hire us.
We would have known so quickly.
Don't hire us. Actually, I don't want to work.
Don't
for
hire
ESPN.
us as like people, but hire us as quality control.
Just take on our podcast. Sign our podcast.
sign our podcast, ESPN.
No, maybe don't actually. Do I want to work for ESPN? I don't think so.
Probably not.
They wouldn't let me.
How much?
They
How
wouldn't let us
much do
speak
you
our
like
minds. They'd
the
hate us.
idea of becoming Peter Schrager?
Where does that sit in my potential outcomes?
Your power ranking.
I don't know about that one.
This is a good team pick. This is a B plus.
Solid
to me.
pick.
This is just good. Wide
Look,
receiver
I
is a
know,
good
and
way
I
to
hate
go.
it for you, but I immediately turned around and wrote down great pick, really like it. I said really balances out the Travis Hunter trading for the rights to Travis Hunter last year.
Well, no, because they still got Mason Graham out of that and stuff, and they got
So it helps
Quinton.
balance it out.
Yeah.
I think it adds to the balance.
Yeah.
And it helps offense out. Again, like we said, like I have continued to say, and I will say again, because they did this in the first round.
They did.
They are giving Shadur everything he needs to be QB1 and prove that he can be QB1. I like it. It's a great weapon for Shedeur. If you're going to build around Shedeur, fantastic weapon for him. Pairs nicely with the people that they have drafted since. I like it a lot. I can't hate. Big fan. I'm gonna give it an A minus.
A minus for
A minus.
Concepcion.
I think he's a good ass wide receiver.
I'm not gonna let my
like
disappointment soil
your
this.
judgment?
No, I'm not, because at the end of the day, I mean, even we'll get there, but even today we got a good wide receiver, and I think that we didn't really mess up the rest of our picks. I don't think us not getting Concepcion, like, I don't think the sky's falling because of that.
Mm-mm.
And as a team fit, I like the Browns here. I think this is good. This is just good. I give us a B+. I just think that, like, maybe getting a safety here would have been a good call. I don't think, I mean, but I can't fault them for going all in on offense. But
Speaking of
safeties,
Dylan Thieneman,
yeah,
Bears, pick 25.
This is another dude who I was like, okay, well, if somebody else gets Concepcion, well, we can get Thieneman. Nope. And what do you know? We traded our very next pick. But Dylan Thieneman to the Bears.
Everybody was just kind of bullying the Bills that night.
Yeah.
They were punching down on you guys.
Whatever.
I wrote it down as a solid
We
pick.
move.
Solid pick. Fills a need. Can't hate it. It works.
This is just
It
like
just works.
just like what we said for
This
Concepcion.
is a Todd Howard pick. It just works.
It just works.
It just works.
Um,
I don't have much to say about it because
this
it just
is
works.
yeah,
It's a solid
exactly
pick.
what I said
Good
for Casey
them.
Concepcion. It was a need, and they filled it, and that's good.
And he's a good fill.
he's a great athlete.
Fast as hell.
Very fast, very gritty type of player.
Fast
I
for
think
a white boy.
they can get a lot of
Isn't it only ever used for white players, gritty? I feel like you only ever hear that for white players.
I know, because I already said something. About a dude earlier who wasn't white. I called him gritty. What did I say?
All right.
Who was it?
I don't know. You think I'm
Now I
listening
feel like
to
a
you?
dick. I think it was Sunny Styles.
I don't listen to this until after we're done. I'm not
You don't
actually
listen to
paying
me?
attention to you. No.
I hate you.
I only listen to you. I listen to you from like an outsider's perspective when the podcast is up. And I'm like, oh, like, who are these guys?
You
Like,
didn't
what
even
is-
listen to what I just told you.
No.
Exactly. Anyway,
I like it. Fills a need.
yeah, it's exactly.
I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Same here. B+. Same thing I said about Concepcion.
Yeah. Another B plus. In my opinion, Texans select Keelan Rutledge at pick 26.
I'm gonna give this one a B-. This is a bit of a reach.
I said I see the vision, and I think it makes sense for them.
Yeah.
I think it's a good team fit, a good pick for
I think what would have
them.
been great for them is that if Blake Miller didn't get selected at 17, they could have gone him here.
Sure.
And that would have been good. But yeah, they needed O-line. They got an O-lineman. I give this one a B.
God, they need O-line bad.
Yeah, I just want a B- though, because I just think I just don't know about this. I think Caleb Loma would have been better. I don't know about, because Keelan Rutledge is a guard, so I don't know about interior here. I think a tackle period would have been a better call.
I think Caleb Lomu overall would have been better here, but I also
Yeah.
don't hate this for them.
No, I don't.
So I'm gonna go B plus.
Yeah, sure. Next up is a
Another baffling choice by the Miami Dolphins. Excuse me, by the Miami Dolphins.
well, this is one that is gets a little better, but still doesn't feel
It's one that's
great.
grown on me over time, and I think that is shown that it was still a little better to me because I wrote reach again in all caps. But it's a lot
know.
cleaner.
Yeah, it's
lot
cleaner
cleaner.
actually. Yeah, you didn't scribble reach. You wrote them
No,
in
because
good
I'm
letters.
like okay, maybe.
This is a refined reach.
Maybe. I think he is really probably to me a developmental pick.
A bit. But
You
they do
gotta
need corner.
develop him. You need corner.
And they
Gotta
well,
develop him.
Another thing though that kind of
But also, at the time, we kind of thought like, oh my god, if you need a corner, just take Jermad McCoy.
a thing that sours this a little bit for me is they traded up in the round to get this guy.
To get Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson out of San Diego
Dog,
State.
if you're gonna reach
just
on a
get him
guy
at 30.
from San Diego State, just draft Josh Moten at this point. Get my boy Josh on the field.
Skid JMO. I mean, like, I don't know. I give this one a C plus.
I'm gonna give this one a C minus.
Nah, it's a little.
I'm gonna give this.
steep.
All right, hey, look, man.
We'll
look,
see. We'll see.
This is all opinion based, all right? Hey, sometimes.
Yo, it's my opinion, bro.
Caleb Lomu to the Patriots at pick 28.
They could use a tackle. They got a tackle. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Drake May needs help. Drake May was getting bullied and destroyed throughout the playoffs, and that was never more apparent during the Super Bowl. I don't think, as funny as the memes are, that this is a replacement
For Will Campbell.
because I think Will Campbell is really good. You guys are being way too hard on him just because of
Stop bullying Will Campbell, okay?
Stop fighting. I think Caleb Lomo is a great pick. I said makes sense.
A
Helps
good-
protect May. Can't
Good
hate
developmental
it.
guy. Can't hate it. I give a B.
Gonna go
a B.
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 B plus.
B plus.
I'm
okay.
feeling nice.
Decent.
B plus.
Round 1, pick 29. We got Peter Woods, the defensive tackle out of Clemson. This guy is big.
He is big.
This is a big
He's
dude.
a big guy. I said sure. I don't hate it.
This is a whatever
I said
pick
I think
to
it
me.
helps.
It
I
does.
think it helps. And then I said mix up for the other pick because I think it helps balance out the fact that I still think that maybe they sprung the gun on Mansour.
This is just the defensive Caleb Lomo to me. I think they had a hard time stopping the run throughout the season. They got a big dude to stop the run. And yeah, like I said, it's just kind of a nut. Like this is just a whatever pick. I think this is a B. Peter Woods was good.
I'm gonna go B minus.
This is a very very slight steal.
I'm gonna go B minus only because I think off the bat I'm not sure how much of an impact he's gonna have immediately. But at the same hand,
Sure.
on the other time, I could see Peter Woods developing into a long-term defensive piece in KC.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you're good to go.
it's not flashy.
A pick that I really like though.
Very next pick.
Round 1, pick 30, Jets select Omar Cooper Jr. I said I really like this one because I do. I really like this pick.
This is again, like I was saying, this is grit. He's a
However,
gritty guy.
asterisk, as if with all the Jets picks, because I think
Like we said with
they had
Kenny
a
Sadiq.
fantastic, not fantastic. They had a really good round 1. It's all kind of fucking soured when you're like, Geno Smith is under center.
Yeah.
Geno Smith is under center.
Geno is still your QB. This is not, again, like we said with Sadiq. This is
Not only that,
This
but
this is not an immediate
Right.
value.
But at
pick.
the time, if Geno Smith goes down, you have Brady Cook and Bailey Zappi.
The Jets did trade back into the first round to get this.
I really like
to
him.
make this happen.
He's
a good player.
There's a lot that I really like about him, and I am hoping that it is
Gonna
shown.
also give this one a B
However, caveat, second note,
or B
like
plus
I said,
actually.
second note that I put was have to get a QB next year.
Yeah. Next year has
Have
got to
to.
be the QB.
Or else these guys are wastes. What are they even
These
doing
guys are
there?
just a waste of time if you don't get a good QB.
I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Solid.
I flipped to B plus.
I really like this guy.
Round 1, pick 31. The Tennessee Titans traded back into the first round to select Keldrick Falk, edge out of Auburn.
Took me a second, had to take a deep breath, but then I was like,
This is good.
I see it.
This is good.
Second note was big dude because he's a big dude.
He is a very big dude.
He has a lot of. Well, here's like the trade off for him. Or trade off. There's two pieces to his story.
Here you go.
He started for a long time at Auburn.
Yeah.
So he's got hella experience. Mm-hmm. You can probably plug and play him.
Yeah, they will.
Other hand, he didn't have like the most impressive stats for how long he played.
I think it was just more of an impact thing. I think the way that he was able to secure his starting spot for as long as he did.
Sure.
I think it, stats don't have to be eye popping. I don't think the Titans are getting him to be eye popping. I think they're really. This is a guy where I think they're asking more of a more reliability than like giant baller type of stuff. I think they want someone who's just reliable off the rib and not
I
looking
think
for
he
somebody
could be.
who's going to put up a
I
16,
said-
17 sack
I
season.
said he could be a good future piece.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it helps. I think if he really does kind of excel, then he is a great another addition in a draft class that is very much let's give Cam Ward a team. And I think this is giving Cam Ward a team. Running out the first round at pick 32, the Seahawks, reigning Super Bowl champions,
pick
take
that-
Jadarian Price.
A pick that weirded me out a little bit.
Yeah, my first note is strange choice. And I said, I don't think I see it. If you were... Listen,
No.
he is not going to replace K9.
No.
Just can't.
This is the definition of what I was talking about earlier. This is such a reactionary pick.
Absolutely.
Just go best corner, best safety available or something
Absolutely.
here, man.
You guys lost a chunk of defensive pieces.
Yeah, and
So go ahead
they're
and
just
grab
like,
a defensive
this is what
guy.
I'm saying. They
Not
just,
only that, but it's like he was a second option in college.
yeah, I
You're
think
drafting the technical. It's different when you talk running back terms because you running backs will split reps.
all the time.
You are still technically
Getting a
picking
backup.
the backup in the first round.
a backup to the best running back in college football, though. But still,
Still a backup.
to me, this is
Not that he's bad. Not that I think he's a bad running back.
No.
I just round one.
To
Running
me,
back
the way
talent?
this feels is this is very much like their heart. I don't think their heart was in the right place. I think really this is so weird to say about like a experienced and established NFL front office that just won the Super Bowl, but this is them trying to not replace all the positions, the defensive positions they lost. This is them trying to replace the flashy pick. This is them
Rookie
trying
mistake.
to replace the flashiness.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. I think, although the thing that does help this though is that what really are your needs, because you just won the Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah.
So
I give Keldrick Falk a C, and I give Jadarian Price a C-.
I give this a C. I give Keldrick Falk a B minus. B minus. I give this a C. I think there's worse. There's worse.
Sure.
And now let's take the next couple minutes to kind of skim rounds
Skim the other rounds.
2 and 3 mostly to kind of see. We're just gonna give some kind of lightning takes on some of these players.
Sure.
First place to start is the 49ers make their first pick in the draft. With Dejon Stribling to start out. This is a reach to me.
Yeah.
This guy was
Did not feel
on the
like-
big board. This guy was wide receiver 15 for a lot of people. I don't really know what the vision is.
Like, maybe I get it because you feel like that's a big position of need, but it's just like we don't need to reach on that. Especially because, in my opinion, Denzel Boston's the better talent. Please take, if you need a wide receiver, and that's what I thought they were going to do. I told you when we left the restaurant that night, I said, I bet you Denzel Boston's first player off the board.
The restaurant.
The restaurant.
I feel weird calling B-Dubs the restaurant.
Well, that it was a restaurant that we were at, and so we were leaving the restaurant. I don't need to reiterate to the audience where we were because we've already said it multiple times, so I can refer to it as the restaurant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Chastising me for you're being so mean.
I thought that Denzel Boston was going to be the first player off the board, and I think he should have been, but maybe
so.
they see something in him that I don't.
The Cardinals take Chase Besantis. I like this. They're taking a great guard after they took a running back. That's cool. Caden McDonald to the Texans. This is great.
Big fan of him.
Really am a big fan of him as a player.
Yeah, Denzel Boston to the Browns.
Denzel Boston to the Browns.
Big fan. Again, you're giving Shadur everything he needs.
Great stuff.
So it's going to be up to him. And I think that's a smart idea because if Shadur fails with all these goodies you're throwing his way,
the next dude you bring in could succeed.
Exactly. You already have everything around him that you need. Or just start Dylan Gabriel.
Sure.
Who said that?
Who said that?
That must have been the wind.
Not me.
Must have been the wind. Cassius Howard of the Bengals.
Cassius Howard of the Bengals. That's
actually
great.
A fan of that.
I'm
actually
a big fan of that.
Great fan of that.
Cassius Howard was an animal off the edge.
Christian Miller,
They needed an animal
our
off the
bulldog,
edge.
to the Saints. Great pick.
You hate the idea, but he is a great player.
Hate the idea. Love the pick. Jeremy Bernard to the Steelers.
Jeremy Bernard out of Alabama.
He's gonna be a longtime producer.
Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech to the Miami Dolphins.
Yes,
they got their Zach Thomas.
He was 10 on my big board.
They got their Zach Thomas.
He's fantastic, and I don't know why people didn't think he was fantastic. So he's gonna go prove it.
A little storyline: Avion Terrell gets to pair with his brother at the cornerback position in Atlanta. C.J. Allen to the Indianapolis Colts. That's a great scheme fit to me.
I think that's fantastic. I think he's going to have a long career there.
Another pick that I was outspoken about loving, Anthony Hill Jr.
Anthony Hill Jr. to the
linebacker out of Texas to the Tennessee Titans. Fits the aggression of the
another addition to the young
Robert
core
Saleh
to
defense.
build around
that Robert
Cam
Saleh
Ward.
defense, man.
Giving Cam Ward a team.
Going into the third round, we kick it off, like we said earlier, with Carson Beck. Ridiculous.
Lord have mercy. I get it. You are going into the season with Jacoby Brissett in contract disputes and Gardner Minshew.
But you didn't have to draft Carson
You did not
Beck.
have to draft Carson Beck.
Nobody forced you to draft
Just wait
Carson
till
Beck.
next year to get a quarterback. What is Carson Beck going to do for your team right now? You know what I guarantee you, though? I guarantee you we see him this year. I guarantee he starts a game this year.
Oscar Delp out of Georgia to the Saints. Again, they double dip on Bulldogs.
Which you can never really go wrong on.
Another quarterback, Drew Aller, out of Penn State to the Steelers.
Somehow, I'm a big fan of this.
Interesting room.
Somehow, big fan.
We've got one thing I'm not a big fan of is Chris Brazzell to the Panthers.
You are not high on Chris Brazzell.
I'm not very high on him because I'm not very high on Tennessee.
I'll tell you what. You know what I am high on? Jacoby Lane to the Ravens.
Jacoby Lane to the Ravens is great.
Big fan of that.
Big fan of that. We
got-
can talk about the Rams still
Yes.
kind of messing up their whole deal.
I just don't really know what they're doing.
They took another tight end in the second round, but they took a decent tackle in the third round, in my opinion.
Chris Bell off the board of the Dolphins are finally addressing wide receiver. Was that the guy to address it with? I don't know, because there's injury concerns there that I think are more valid than the ones surrounding Jordan Tyson.
But if he hits, he hits.
But if I think he's got the potential to as well.
And the last couple things I want to talk on, like we said at the start, Jermod McCoy to the Raiders. I like that a lot. The fastest player in the draft, Brennan Thompson, goes to the Los Angeles Chargers. Herbert gets a little toy. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that sounded a little ditty. And like we said, Cade Klubnik, one of my dark horse guys, Travis Burke, the biggest tackle in the draft, goes to the Chargers as well. We've got
Elijah Sherratt going to the Ravens.
The Ravens,
another fantastic one.
The Ravens go back to back
those are
on
two
great receivers.
Really solid wide receivers to get, especially at that value. Round 4.
And I'm gonna play the name game a little bit here.
Play the name game?
My favorite name of the draft, Ephesians Prysock, cornerback out of Washington,
That is
goes
certainly
to
a name.
the 49ers. And we round out the fourth round with our dog, Colby Young.
Colby Young, so happy that
What a
he gets
taken
taken in
He's
the
getting
fourth.
that shot. I love
Especially
that.
after just the rough season he had.
The fifth and through
Rough.
seventh round.
Wow.
These have all been kind of
Embarrassing
whatever.
that I just turned that into a joke out of nowhere.
Rough.
Yikes.
Oh, go die in a hole for that one.
Yikes,
Man.
that was
That's
not
really
intentional.
That's so bad. I hate you.
That's disgusting.
Another name game kind of guy in the fifth round, Hezekiah Masses to the Raiders.
Fun name.
The Raiders could use a guy like Hezekiah Masses.
Sounds like a Raider.
Sounds like a Raider. A Frenchman, Seydou Traore, tight end. A lot of tight ends in the fifth round. We've had a crazy tight end draft.
Michael
this year.
Taff, a star for the Longhorns,
Drops
going to
all the way, and this is just a commentary on the athletic stuff to me.
That's just how the NFL works, man.
Just a couple other guys.
If he shakes out,
Pat Coogan.
yeah.
To
Sonny
the
Styles'
Titans.
brother, Lorenzo Styles Jr.
To the
going
Saints.
to the Saints.
And we've got quarterback Taylon Green out of Arkansas to the Browns, which
He
is
was
interesting.
in my dark horse list.
And I think
I hate that for him because just a crowded room.
Yeah.
He needed to go somewhere where he could develop, because I think he looked to me like a project QB like Anthony Richardson with more upside. And that's not going to be discovered in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And outside of that, we've got some linemen to the Titans. Just still continuing to build out of a love for Cam Ward. We've got no relation to the number 1 overall pick, Fernando Carmona,
Yes.
out of Arkansas, and
Which makes no sense, because you said no relation as if their last names were the same, but it's their first names.
no,
are
that's
the
how
same,
the
so
that's how the world works, man.
I don't think that's how that works.
You are probably related to somebody out there named Brady.
Brady Quinn.
You are related to Brady Quinn because your name.
I hope not.
Anyway,
Oh my God, Brady Quinn, Brady Cook. I have nothing.
you got nothing. And
Does it count if the last name is the same as my first name? Because then I
Yes.
can claim Tom Brady.
and
Then we're
the
set.
Browns somehow acquired Justin Jefferson
I know. In the draft.
in the draft. I don't know. I
Could
didn't know
have
he
sworn
declared.
he was in the league.
I thought he was already established.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think this is a good time to establish, and let's talk about let's talk about my team, man.
Your team, man?
Yeah,
Your team.
my team.
Bro thinks he's on the team.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback.
Bro thinks he's on the team. Well, I think I do, but that
Right.
serves no matter. I'm going to give you the floor first to talk about so far
Give
what
me
you
the
are seeing
floor?
out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft
That's so
class.
sweet. You're giving me the floor because
You are a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I am part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but also because your team has not been having the greatest draft ever.
I'm going to talk about it. In my opinion,
Rough start.
might surprise you.
Rough start. Rough start. Look,
Okay, no, I'm not going to argue with that.
It is what it is.
I'm not going to argue with
but
that at all.
the Bucks, on the other hand, me personally,
Me personally. Freaking personally.
the Bucks so far have kind of killed it. This is one of, if not potentially, my favorite draft class off the rip that I've witnessed in my time being a truly tapped-in Buccaneers fan. I can say with full confidence that Reuben Bain Jr. is my favorite first-round pick in my time of being like a truly tapped-in Buccaneers fan.
Really?
Yes. Because the only thing that probably doesn't give that advantage to Emeka Egbuka is because I didn't like it at the time. I did not think it was a good fit at the time.
I guess.
With hindsight, sure, yeah, man, he's going to be fantastic for us for a long time.
Right.
Real shot to be wide receiver 1 now with all that shook up with Evans and Godwin's age and injury history. But all that to say, Reuben Bain, obviously we talked about it a little bit, but fantastic pick, A+, home run, especially for that value at 15.
At 15. He fell.
I think
he just fell.
I think that if you watch the draft back, the quickest turnaround from the timer showing up to the pick is end graphic had to have been when the Bucs showed up.
Right.
Because I don't even think they thought he was going to be
That
there.
was just a layup.
Slam dunk. It scared me for a bit because the Bucs sometimes have a history
They
of
overthink it a little bit.
I'm overthinking it. Maybe
It happens.
Maybe
It
being a
happens.
little funky.
Shades of Kalijah Cansey,
Right.
little bit, but
Jason, like the GM that you are,
what?
slam dunk.
And it kind of, I mean, not to glaze, but it kind of has not stopped.
No, like
You guys are just really homering all
sure,
of these picks so far today.
I made the joke earlier. I
Last couple days.
think Jason is plugged into some kind of crazy supercomputer mainframe.
Yeah,
and
he's
he's keyed in. Like he's looking through the multiverse. He's looking at all the best options.
Like Doctor Strange in it, man. Like
Exactly. Speaking
yeah.
of best option in round 2, Josiah Trotter. Okay.
Great.
Levante David retired. Rest in peace to the GOAT.
Go ahead, grab your
Fantastic young guy to kind of put in the mix there to fill that role.
Right.
Oh my God. Legacy pick. Jeremiah had a short stint in the Bay.
Mr. Senior J.
Yes, people thought that he was going to end up at the Eagles like his brother, but no, we swooped in first. We were like, don't forget, Jeremiah Trotter was a Buck once, and everybody was like, really?
Really?
But Josiah Trotter, fantastic pick. That was kind of the moment. No, maybe not actually. I think this next pick was the moment where I was like, I think we're coming home with an A in this draft.
Right.
Ted Hurst, wide receiver out of Georgia State. Player
That
you
was
were very
nice.
high on.
That was nice.
Player that I kind of started to turn on a little bit in the few days. I just did not think he was in our radar, but
I made a
and
stank
behold,
face. I made a stank face when I saw that the Bucs picked him
fantastic
up,
pick.
man.
You look, no doubt we are going to feel Mike Evans' absence this year.
Right.
Not a guy that you can go without feeling the absence of. But a wide receiver core of Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson, Ted Hurst, potentially Sterling Shepard. Can't go wrong with that.
Cannot go
so
wrong.
much depth, so much talent.
Right.
Nothing that I can say more about that than just fantastic pick. I mean,
That's great.
Jason and the whole crew, pun intended,
Yeah.
rolled into this draft knowing who they wanted. And that is always a very comforting thing as a fan to know, like, our team knows who they want. They know the game plan. They know who they're looking for, and
Yeah.
they're going to get them.
And that hasn't stopped today. I mean, you guys kicked off the fourth round with a great pick.
Kick
in
off
my
the fourth
opinion,
round with Keontae Scott.
which is a great pick.
Fantastic
Great
pick.
value
Great
power.
value. Round 4, pick 116 for Keontae Scott.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
that was wonderful
No secret our cornerback room needs help. Our cornerback room has needed help
for ages.
probably for forever.
Yeah.
Now, look, I still believe in a lot of the young guys that we grabbed last year. A couple of them just struggled with injuries, didn't get on the field till later in the year. If a lot of those guys can pan out, right? If Ben Morrison, if Caleb Parrish, or Jacob Parrish, can pay out, right? They can pay off. Great addition to that group. Great addition to those young guys. And if all three of them have the high ceiling that I feel like they can, that's three like easy defensive pins to have, like foundations to have in that corner room. That's going to be great.
Absolutely.
I think it's a great add to that. After
We're
that,
a little adamant on adding O-line. You guys did eventually.
we did eventually. It took us a minute. We added a D tackle next. Devontae Capehart out of Clemson.
He's good. I like that.
I'm not too keyed in on him. I'll do my research.
He
for
was
sure.
alongside, TJ Parker and Peter Woods and stuff.
But not going to get mad at adding some D tackle depth.
No.
We brought in Rakeem Nunez-Roches again, which I like as a locker room pick for sure.
Right.
But I think this is a good way to kind of we have Vita Vea, one of the best
He's
D
in.
tackles in the league.
Yeah.
Doesn't get his praises so much these days, but I think if
He's
you
still,
really look
still
at the
just
tape,
a solid anchor
I think
for
if you look at
everything.
the tape, still one of the best DTs in the league.
Absolutely.
And to have someone like Raheem, to have people to kind of have DeMonte learn off of,
True.
if he has high upside, I think he'll unlock it with us.
Yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
there's a good chance that he sticks around for a long time. We finally got that O-line help with Billy Scrouth. I guess that's how you say that.
Scrouch.
Guard out of Notre Dame. Again, not too familiar with his game,
Yeah.
but I wanted us to grab an O-lineman. We grabbed an O-lineman, so I'm happy. We need more depth at that position because I think last year especially really showed that we don't have depth there. We had a couple guys go down, and we could not plug them with anyone of note for the life of us. And that's kind of really what led to our season falling apart, I think, was not having depth at their line. I think you noticed it in the games. Baker did not have time.
Yeah.
For all of Baker's good, he does sometimes have trouble making the right decision when he's under fire.
Right.
But you can't really blame the guy when he's under fire every play.
True.
And the scheme wasn't good. So hopefully we have a better scheme
we'll,
going into
we'll
this year.
work this out.
Yeah, but I like that we grabbed a guard. Wanted a guard.
Yeah.
Most recent pick for us, tight end Bauer Sharp out of LSU.
You guys are.
This is the only pick so far in this draft that I am not
Sold
immediately
on.
a fan of. We re-signed Kate Otten, which I think was a good idea.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of down year last year, but I still believe in him. I still think he can be a solid tight end.
Right.
I think that's a scheme thing. I think we didn't have a good scheme for him last year.
Mm-hmm.
I also, this, I'm high on Devin Culp, who is sitting in that depth chart for tight end. Athletic freak. We need to work him in more. So because of that, I'm just like, sure. I
Yeah.
just don't think he's going to make any kind of impact really out of the gate.
He's
Which,
gonna have an uphill battle.
he is in the lower half of the
He's
draft,
your
obviously,
last
which is
pick.
you never really know
Yeah.
kind of where that's going to lead. But whatever. It is what it is. I think the rest of the draft, in my opinion, we'll kind of see where other analysts end up rating us. I'm very curious to see because, Tampa Bay is not the biggest market. Tampa Bay gets overlooked a lot in conversations like this. So I'm curious to see where they have us. Coming from a fan, I think it's an easy A draft. I think for those first 3 picks especially, Jason was on a crazy run. I think going to show, again, why I'd rank him in the top group of GMs currently in the league. I think he is an unsung hero as far as GMs go. So, Bucks get an A, but where do the Bills fall, Mr. Rye?
This is a complex conversation. I think that I am very torn on almost everything that we've done so far. And we are in different shoes as well, because even though we do have live draft pick coverage popping up, and I'm going to update this if I can in the middle of me talking about this right now, you guys are done. You guys have picked all your players today. You guys don't have another pick for the day. We have 2 more, I believe.
Unless we try and some little silly little trade in case there's like
yeah.
a guy down there that we're like, let's give him a
else
shot.
to- But we have 2 more, and but we traded out of the first round, like we often do, and
It's okay. You're talking to a guy who's very used to that.
I don't think I heartily disagree with that decision. I don't know who would have been
So you came
available.
around on that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, after Casey Conception got grabbed by the Browns, and Dylan Thieneman got grabbed by the Bears, we were up next, and those were the 2 guys that I was like, oh, if I don't
then what's the point, right?
if I don't get this guy, I want that guy. If I don't get that guy, I want this guy. And both of them are gone. So now what's the point?
Yeah, just
And
get some value.
we got some decent value out of that. We traded down a lot though. We traded down 3 separate times.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of later round picks out of it, which I think at the end of the day, after seeing what we've done today, not trying to spoil too much, after seeing what we've done today, was worth it. Yesterday, the first picks that we had, I don't think we nailed them, but I don't think they were bad. Our first pick was at pick 35. We took TJ Parker out of Clemson.
Right.
If he plays up somehow to his 2024 skill ceiling,
Yeah.
that's an absolute steal. That guy was ridiculous in 2024. Now, 2025, his production definitely did drop, and that's why he dropped in the draft. But I think that I think that could be value. And people, Bills fans are the worst about this thing. Bills fans everywhere have this one problem where it is the biggest, most disgusting case of armchair GM stuff in the entire NFL.
Sure.
Bills fans do it worse than any other fan base, where our GM, and I get it, our GM's not good.
Yeah.
We have a bad general manager. Brandon Beane is a bad general manager. But I think too many people just see us draft anybody
Yeah.
and immediately have a problem with it. See us sign anybody and immediately have a problem with it. I don't think I could name up until a certain pick today, which I'll get to. I don't think I could name a single move all offseason where I could open the comment section and not see hundreds of Bills fans being like, friggin' fire Brandon Beane, dude.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah.
This is so bad. And TJ Parker was one of those picks where I saw a big influx of those types of comments. And I didn't get it. I think TJ Parker is a great pick.
Yeah, no, I think that is a pretty solid pick for you guys.
And I don't know why a lot of people didn't see edge as a need for us. We have Gregory Rousseau,
Right.
who has a lot to prove. And we have Bradley Chubb, who has health concerns and is on the older side.
Yeah, yeah.
So for that, I think picking up a guy who's going to learn behind those dudes and be able to fill in if one of them or even both of them is gone and be a good number one, I think that's worth it. And we
Absolutely.
didn't. It's not like he was a first round pick. We traded down 3 times and we still got this guy at that value pick.
Yeah.
So I think I really like the TJ Parker pick.
Okay.
We traded back into the second round. We didn't give a lot up to get back into the second round. But we traded back into the second round to take a dude who a few people saw as a bit of a reach. I understand. But we took Davison Igbinosun, cornerback out of Ohio State.
Right.
Which, first and foremost, it's a good place to get a cornerback from.
Yeah.
You know? But I think that, I think that it's, again, he's kind of just the same as the TJ Parker conversation.
Sure.
We have Maxwell Hairston,
Yep.
who has health concerns.
Definitely.
We have Christian Benford, who, he cannot be the only top guy on our roster. We
Right.
have to have more depth than we do at cornerback, and this is
Absolutely.
perfect for that. So I saw people really low on both of those picks, which I just didn't understand. I think these guys are good. I like that. I like that Igbinosun's very physical. He's very
Right.
long. He's got a lot of reach at the cornerback position.
Yes.
I like both these picks, and these were both picks that almost outstandingly most Bills fans were just not a fan of.
Yeah.
And I think there just needs to be a bit of a
I think a lot of the fans probably got caught up in that initial
trade down type of stuff. Yeah,
upset with trading out, because there was a time right after it happened where you were pretty livid about it. You were
I was.
you
I was
were-
pretty
you were
mad.
having a rough time, which is understandable. It's never fun to trade out of the first round,
No,
but I kind of understood it from the jump too. With very easily the two guys that you were most set on, were taken.
it just soured.
Which
the-
sometimes makes me
the
wonder,
mood.
like, did you guys not feel like trading up to make sure you could get them?
I don't think
or,
we did.
You know.
Which again I understand.
Right.
I don't know if this is really the draft to trade up. I don't know if this is the draft to give up future capital to move up for.
Depends on who your guy is,
Yeah, I just don't think we were.
Like, I feel like if you guys had traded up for KC, I would have understood it.
I would have got it too, but I also understand us not doing it. I kind of get it. But I've said all this saying that I'm not saying this to say I'm completely sold on both of our picks from round 2. We didn't have any picks in round 3. But what I will say, and this is just me trying to stay positive, but I will say this: we fucking nailed it today. The Bills have nailed this 4th through 7th round,
Which is always a good place to nail.
yeah. It's because it's honestly, a lot of people say like, oh yeah, you want to nail those first 3 rounds, but a bulk of your picks are going to be in the 4th through 7th round.
And if you can nail rounds 4 through 7, like,
Yeah, like we started off with a tackle out of Boston College, Jude Bowery, who I am 90% sure we're going to move to guard, which we needed guard.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a better straight up guard available.
No.
So I like this, but we had a back to back pick 125 and 126. Now a lot of people going in today, especially in the comment section on the Jude Bowery pick, we're saying that people viewed our two biggest needs as linebacker and wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't take one until this back-to-back. We got pick 125 in round 4 and pick 126. We took a receiver and we took a linebacker. And boy, I love both of our picks here.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, we took the NCAA receiving yards and receiving touchdowns leader, Skylar Bell, at 125, which outside of his level of competition being a question, all his athleticism, his combine was great. He is a guy who I cannot believe fell this far.
He has the talent.
He has so much talent. And the fact of the matter is, I mean, I'm just being straight up here. You look at the comment section of the Jude Bowery pick. They said, "Bro, Skylar Bell was right there."
Yeah.
And imagine my my shock whenever I'm looking at the live updates and I see that we drafted
Your happiness.
We drafted Skylar Bell.
Your joy.
You saw me at when we ate lunch earlier, man. I was hyped about that.
I love that. Me and you both got to enjoy two very nice late wide receiver picks that are really good.
And the very next pick, we drafted a guy who was third amongst all linebackers at the combine in raw athleticism score.
Yeah.
We took Caleb Elarms-Orr from TCU, and this guy is just a high motor, shifty in coverage type of guy, is going to finish all those tackles, is going to always, pop the dude right where they're at. I really enjoy this, and this is a big upside type of thing. Mm-hmm. He's going to be learning from guys like Matt Milano and Shaq Thompson and stuff like that. And we have great linebacker coaching, generally speaking. So I really enjoy this pick. And then in the 5th round, another pick, which I was a big fan of. Mm-hmm. We took Jalen Kilgore, a safety, which again, safety was a need to me. I thought that this was a need, and I really love Jalen Kilgore. Again, everything I said about Elarms-Orr at the linebacker position is stuff that I can kind of say about Kilgore at the safety position. Yeah. He's aggressive. He's shifty in coverage. He's great in man coverage for a safety. And I saw him as far as safeties go. He was around like 8 or 9 among safeties on a lot of people's big boards. So the way we were able to get him at pick 167 was really great. And then just a couple more depth guys. We got Zane Durant, defensive tackle out of Penn State. We did need a defensive tackle. Sure. We have a bunch. We drafted 2 last draft who were both pretty good starters on our team. We have Ed Oliver. We have good guys as far as defensive tackle goes, but I can never be mad at beefing up. And then we just most recently in the 7th round, which, it's going to be a long shot for these guys to make the roster. Yeah. But there's, you always got to talk about their upsides. We drafted the fastest cornerback in the draft.
Speed never
we drafted
harms.
Toriano Pride Jr. and we did the same thing last year.
Right.
In the 1st round, I had very, very different conversations to be had there. But as I'm tracking my live draft sort of look, the Navy has just gotten drafted.
Oh, look at that!
Steelers.
To the
Eli
Steelers. Interesting. After taking Allers, wow.
Anyway, I am really, really loving what we've done today.
And you guys still have 2 more.
And we have 2 more. We have 2 more picks, 239 and 241. Which, if I had to kind of predict a little bit, I would probably say we're gonna go some type of O-line again.
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah.
And with the last pick, I can see us probably going like I think punter. Probably gonna go punter.
Why not?
Anyway.
Why don't we talk about our shared team a little bit? Because, we got more to talk about. Because
let's talk about those dogs.
The draft brings it all back to Georgia.
Absolutely.
The first dog off the board, we'd already discussed pretty at length. Monroe Freeling. Deserved. Probably was. Now, on the other hand, though, I am higher on C.J. Allen than most other people were.
Right.
So, and we talked about it a little bit too. C.J. Allen at pick 53 overall. Good value.
Great value.
One of the best linebackers in this draft. I think so slept on.
Colts are a wonderful scheme fit.
Yeah, and that's just going to be a good fit for him. Like, he can walk in there and he can take over that defense for them.
Absolutely.
And that's what he's going to do.
And
I wholeheartedly
he's that
believe
type of guy.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly believe that. Next dog off the board, Christian Miller. Another dog that I think was
Christian Miller actually went off the board before C.J. Allen did.
True, yeah.
For 42nd overall.
Yes, which kind of shocking to me.
I think he was great.
But
as far as defensive tackle prospects
I think he's fantastic as well. I'm a little shocked that we didn't get C.J. Allen off the board.
I
before
think
Christian
people are
Miller,
viewing. I think people are viewing defensive tackle as a bigger need than they've ever viewed it. I think defensive tackle is a
Which is valid.
big
And
luxury position these days.
I would have loved to have grabbed him, but obviously he was not really going to be available when we needed him.
And
But-
speaking of the NOLA dogs, we got Oscar Delp.
Yes, another
Going to
slept
NOLA
on
again.
talent, I think.
I like Oscar Delp.
Only because,
He's shifty.
we haven't had really a fantastic Georgia offense in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's scheme, whether that's execution, who's to say? Whether it's Bubba, whether it's the guys,
Yeah.
who's to say? Georgia fans will tell you that it's
Bobo.
Bobo, but Oscar Delp is one of those players that could have probably had a flashier career at Georgia and just didn't, but that doesn't mean he's not freakishly talented.
True.
Look, Georgia is making a case for maybe one day being tight end U.
Yeah.
We're at the very least, we consistently have fantastic tight ends at the college level.
Oscar Delp's an athleticism pick to me.
Yeah, our tight ends are
Freak
always
athlete at the
our
tight end
tight ends are
position.
always going to be good, whether or not they translate to the next level well. Our tight ends, at least in college, are always going to be good.
And they're malleable. What I like about Georgia tight
Fantastic
ends
tight
is that
ends.
they're
Yeah.
malleable and they're versatile.
And
at
it's
the
not
tight end
going to
position.
stop. I mean, we have I can't remember his name for the life of me. Really, really big dude. Got hurt early in the season. Brutal leg injury, but should be coming back from that.
Yeah.
Something Williams.
I can't remember either.
Lawson Lucky, of course, coming back for his senior year.
Right.
Fantastic. Can't wait. He is a guy who deserves a chance to be the number one tight end, and this is going to be that year for him. And I
Right.
think that's going to be
I
great.
believe it.
And then Caden Prothro.
Caden Prothro.
Oh,
we are
goodness.
we
So hyped.
glazed last week too.
So
but
hyped
this
for him
guy's
to,
so
to get
good.
his shot. And
I mean,
he
that's-
wasn't even the only tight end of that signing in that high school signing class. We got
That's-
like 3 more of them.
That's what I love about Georgia's offensive players, though, is that Georgia's approach to developing offensive players is always just be good at everything.
Yeah.
Get good at everything. That's why
And
that's how we get
that's
guys
why-
like
right.
James Cook in the NFL. You know,
That's why you want a Georgia product.
You
Because
want a
Kirby
Georgia
Smart
product.
is going to make sure they can do everything.
They know about everything.
They're always going to block. If you draft a wide receiver out of Georgia,
They're gonna
you can
block.
be damn sure that they're going to be a good blocker for you because Kirby made sure they were a damn
and they're going to
blocker.
get on special teams. They're going to
Absolutely.
gun. You know, you're
Yeah.
going to get all these guys.
There you go again.
Speaking
hitting
of
the table.
speaking of table.
Speaking of table,
Speaking of
this table was made of wood, and wood is from trees, and trees have branches. Zachariah
Zach
Branch.
to the Falcons.
Falcons fans are going to love it because
Falcons
Falcons
fans-
fans love when Atlanta takes Georgia players, which valid. And Falcons don't really do that
Falcons
too often.
are going all in on Georgia players recently.
They're
like
finally doing it.
Last couple drafts.
But it's probably because they drafted Jalen Walker, and
And
they
they
were
were
like,
like,
well, how come we haven't been doing this the whole time?
This is fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really good. You know me, Zach Branch was one of my dark horses because I think he was slept on because he's only really viewed as a special teams
returner.
guy, but I
Right.
think everyone is missing the potential he has as just a pure wide receiver.
Right.
Yes, put him on the return. For the love of God, if you know what's good for you, put that man as your returner.
Make that man return a punt.
But he's going to be a good wide receiver. He's going to be a really good wide receiver. He is like the and forgive me, I'm having a brain fart and forgot his name. Who did the Falcons have the past few years? Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney.
He is like
Oh, where'd he go?
I don't remember where he ended up. He
Anyway.
is like the perfect replacement for Darnell Mooney to me because he can do everything that Darnell Mooney was brought in to do, but better. Like he is like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not gonna say like the elite version of Darnell Mooney, but you know what I'm saying? Like he is easily an upgrade at exactly the same
younger
region of Darnell Mooney. Well, of course. So I think that's a great pick for them, and I'm really happy for him. I think it's gonna be a good fit for him. And I think at round 3, again, he was on my big board, or as a dark horse for me. I think round 3 is pretty good value for him. I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of people probably slept on him because Georgia likes to really spread the ball.
Yeah,
in their
big
offense.
The production didn't pop out.
Production didn't pop out, but it can.
It can.
He has a
He has the
high
potential.
ceiling, I think.
A guy who you
Vehemently despise.
of all the Georgia players are lower on than some non-Georgia fans.
Dalen Everett to the Steelers.
Dalen Everett has been drafted by the Steelers, and here's my take on Dalen Everett.
Let's hear it.
The physical tools, all there.
He sounds like he should be good.
You got to give him a new brain.
He sounds like he
You
should
got to
be
give him some
fantastic.
type of crazy
But see,
brain transplant.
And here's the thing, and here's why I'm not bought in.
He's undisciplined.
And non-Georgia players don't know this. because they didn't watch him
Right.
He started 3-4 years he started?
3 full
Like
years.
4. I think he played meaningful minutes as a freshman. This guy, and everyone's so blinded by the physicals. For 4 years, I had to hear about, well, he's freaking huge. He's a great tackler.
He's fast.
I cannot tell you, because you're just now getting in on being a Georgia fan full
Yeah.
time. I cannot tell you
I don't know the
how
horrors.
every year going into the year being like, he was raw, he's going to be refined now. I mean, look at the size, look at the tackling, and then he
never
just
did.
never delivered where he was supposed to deliver. It's fantastic that you can tackle, dude, but like I'm not very amped when you have to tackle a guy because you blew your coverage assignment and you're 2 to 3 yards behind your guy.
Right.
I cannot tell you how many times, just go and just watch the tape. I cannot tell you how many times a big play was given up and that was his responsibility.
From the team that brought you 2025 Darius Slay, we're getting rookie Dalen Everett.
Yeah. Joining, by the way, a pick that for some reason had Steelers fans salivating, acting like they got a steal
a
and
signing.
pick up
Yeah.
in free agency. Jamel Dean.
JD.
Bucks legend Jamel Dean.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, Steelers Nation. I'm so sorry that this is your life,
Let-
that you are going to have to
Let us-
trot out Jamel Dean and Dalen Everett in the same. That's
It's
like,
really unfair.
for me, for a Bucks and Georgia fan, that's hell.
It's my team.
That's a
Let's-
nightmare.
let
That's
us-
a nightmare that I can't wake up from.
Let us warm our hearts
my
a little
quarterback.
bit by talking about our boy Colby Young
Colby Young
getting
who-
picked up at the end of the 4th round to the Cincinnati Bengals, which I
Yeah.
actually love the fit.
Love the fit. I think he was keyed for a fantastic season for us. Unfortunately, injuries happen.
Yeah.
He's got.
But
You talk about measurables, but a guy who can deliver with his measurables.
I was about to say, when they called Colby's numbers, he delivered.
Yeah, when Gunnar looked his way, he delivered. Hey, he came back to play in his final game. He fought his way back from a pretty bad injury
Yeah.
to play in the playoffs for us. Didn't go the way we wanted, but his presence being back was felt. Like he had some great catches.
Right.
I believe did he have a touchdown that game?
He did. And if there's any team that can get value out of a Georgia wide receiver, historically, it's the
It
Bengals.
is the Bengals.
Save for Jermaine Burton.
Doesn't count. Big Georgia wide receivers as well.
Yeah,
AJ
tall
Green
dudes.
had that size.
Yeah.
Really happy for him.
Love it.
Really freaking happy for him. I just hope that he is in a better place and that he can stay healthy. And then the most recent dog off the board, I believe,
Micah Morris.
Micah Morse to the Eagles.
Hell yeah, Micah.
Proud of him.
Great team to go to.
The Eagles love using their dogs.
They do.
They love using their dogs.
They weren't going to leave this draft without one.
No, they can't. They can't.
They're
Hey, you know
contractually
what?
bound.
Can you blame a team?
Hell no.
Can you blame a team for being like, we got to leave with the Georgia Bulldogs?
Got to get somebody.
Like, that's not even a crazy thing to
Bills
say.
have done it a couple times.
Like, if my
Like,
GM,
hey.
if your GM looks at you as like, no matter what, we're going to draft a Georgia Bulldog, can you even be mad at that?
No.
No.
Not at all.
No. I think he's going to be a good depth piece for them, and I think, you know what? Can I be honest with you? Maybe I'm just high on him. Again, home team. I think that he can develop. I think that if he, for some reason, really gets a shot, and they really are looking to him as the future one day, I think he can deliver.
Yeah. Quick live updates about the draft. We have some interesting stuff. Guess who just went off the board? Baron Morton
No way.
to the New England Patriots. Drake May on the hot seat.
I'll tell you what, that makes total sense. Baron Morton is a Patriots quarterback.
Total Patriot.
Yeah, man.
Interesting. We also had Ethan
Yeah, I saw that.
Kaliakmanis going to the Commanders. I mean, all these guys are going off the board for Pavia. It's hilarious.
It is kind of funny.
Bye.
Makes you really wonder. What about Diego Pavia is making teams want to take chances on these other quarterbacks over him? It's his attitude.
It's got to be his attitude.
I was setting that up to say his attitude. There is no mystery. It's his attitude.
It's got to be his attitude.
And
I mean,
I'm not gonna sit here and dunk on the kid. I think that he has actually a lot of good talent. But even I soured to him after the whole Heisman thing.
Yeah.
Even I soured to him. I'm like, you can't be doing that. You're showing me. You know what I think it is? Kind of the Manziel type. Kind of Johnny Manziel kind of attitude.
Definitely
and
Johnny
that's
Manziel.
going to
Definitely a
impact you.
little man
And
syndrome.
I'm sorry. Like I'm fine if a player kind of has that that attitude,
Yeah.
that kind of like, I bet on myself attitude. But there is a line. There's a line that if you cross it, you just look like a dick. And
He crossed it.
Diego Pavia seems like a dick to me.
That's the type of thing that earns you a spot on the Urban Meyer Minute.
Absolutely.
Raise your hand if you ever spent time with 1,000 women. It's going to go real fast. So, eyes up here now.
Man, there are some dumb people, including Pavia. I mean,
are.
Pavia is about to go undrafted. I think he's a great place to start.
Yeah.
I like we just said.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we haven't been blessed with some really funny banger headlines as of late. So maybe this will be a little bit of a slimmer Urban Meyer Minute. But you know
Yeah.
what? Why not go ahead and talk Pavia on that?
Yeah, you have earned yourself the right to have to fight harder
Yeah.
than anybody else to get signed to an NFL team. And you were over here talking like you were a surefire
Yeah.
first round
And
pick. You were 24
again,
years old hitting the Heisman pose after you. I can't, man.
Look, and he was a baller, and I can't.
And he had his good
and again,
moments.
you cannot.
He could play.
You cannot fault a guy for just having that swagger, having that
I'm
moxie,
betting on yourself. There's nothing wrong
believing in
with
yourself. We all have seen players like that.
I get it.
and we like them, and
Right.
there are players like that we all like, that we're fans of. He just, it's just tough with him, man. Just
Yeah.
absolutely tough with him. Where it's just I think he's got a lot of skills, and I'm actually somebody that tends to be higher on shorter quarterbacks than most people.
Yeah.
I think that it's the idea that a short quarterback can't succeed is overblown.
Oh, yeah.
I just think we've just gotten a pretty rough batch of short QBs,
Or
especially in
a
recent years.
few short QBs that have been dealt a bad hand.
Sure, either dealt a bad hand.
Like Bryce Young.
I
and
think
stuff
like
that.
for example, Kyler Murray is someone I still believe in, but I think there's a mix of he was put in a really bad situation, and I think he needs to really focus up more.
Yeah.
Bryce Young immediately off the bat thrown into a bad situation.
Thrown into a terrible situation.
Or someone like Stetson Bennett as well, just with his background and his size, not even really being given a shot just yet.
Yeah.
It's just there are someone like Johnny Manziel, where it was just like absolute baller, but like we should have known that this guy did not have the attitude or the grind to make it in the NFL.
Right.
And because of all those things, short quarterbacks get a bad knock overall.
Yeah.
Don't think it has anything to do with that. I think short quarterbacks can ball, but man, Diego, you could have been drafted. I really
If
do
you
believe
actually
that.
kept a high, kept your head high and had a good
Can I be
attitude,
honest with you? If you just don't do what you did with the Heisman, I
Top-
think you
yeah.
might actually be fourth round, fifth round.
fourth round, maybe. Yeah. I mean,
Man, listen, and this is not to disparage
he
my
didn't
boy.
even have terrible physicals.
This is not to disparage my boy at all. You know that I'm a Stetson man through and through.
Stetson man.
Stetson Bennett was a fourth round pick. If Stetson Bennett can be a fourth round pick, Diego, you could have been a fourth round pick.
Yeah. But I mean, regardless, there's
Just you can't do that. And I know that you get upset with
Yeah.
stuff like that, but like God, you got to understand how important attitude is to NFL teams, because and there's a history. There's a reason that they deem that so important, because you can't bring an attitude like that in the NFL and succeed, man.
Nope.
You can't.
you can't.
And I hope I watched bits and pieces of his Gruden episode, and I see things about him and his personality that I do like.
Yeah.
And he has a since apologized for it.
Yeah.
And I can buy the apology, but like the damage is done, man. And there's just still something about him that maybe I'm being a little too harsh on him, but there's just something about him that I'm like, I don't know if I trust that he won't do something like this again.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody doing something again and again, a guy who lands on
The Urban Meyer
the
Minute
Maya Minute again.
twice in a row. He was a part of the.
I want to see how if he can keep his streak alive, because there's new stuff that puts
He
him
is
back
part
in the
of
Urban Meyer
the-
Minute.
Inaugural Urban Meyer Minute, and he's already back.
Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel, dude. You are losing my favor.
You could not stay away from Diana
He
Rossini,
was
man.
such a big, not even stay away. He never left her.
He never left her. You have been with Diana Rossini
new
for
images,
years.
new images to add context. We have recently found out since the last episode, after hearing that he's going to miss today. He is
did.
not in the war room of the Patriots draft today, which is probably why they took Baron
Morton, because he wasn't there.
because he was.
They
They were like, "Oh, what do we do?" He had to miss day 3 because he is seeking counseling with his family and stuff, which isn't bad.
good.
It's just a weird situation, but we now know why it probably had to be today. Because
After all this.
the Patriots probably had some idea that not long after that was mentioned, the New York Post, I believe, dropped images of Diana Rossini and Mr. Mike Vrabel at a bar in New York in March of 2020, pre-COVID March of 2020, touching each other,
Making out.
and kissing.
Yeah.
So originally, the original images of Diana and Mike were intimate. They were holding hands. They were interlocking
recent.
fingers, but they weren't. They were hugging. They were interlocking fingers.
Yeah.
6 years ago, lip on lip contact.
That's just crazy.
You could maybe spin the other ones, and they tried to spin the other ones. This one,
There's nothing.
nothing
And
you
the
can do there, man.
implications are astounding.
Talking about Urban Meyer minute. This is
exactly
giving
what he
me
did.
shades of Urban Meyer.
That's exactly what
which
he did.
is insane because I respected Mike
We're
Vrabel.
gonna have what did we say? We said this was gonna be the Urban Meyer minute Vrabel vernacular or whatever.
Yeah. I used to have so much respect.
Vrabel's version.
I used to have so much respect for Mike Vrabel. I was so high on him as a coach. Was insane to me when the Titans let him go. Was so hyped when the Patriots brought him in. Thought it was a fantastic fit.
Right.
Technically, it was.
It was.
But I just cannot respect you as a person.
This is not good.
For a long time. You're going to have to really earn your way back. But here's what I was talking about with you the other night. Because the night of the draft, round one of the draft is when those pictures dropped. And we
Right.
learned that full story.
Right.
This has been a 6-year affair.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard for him to come back to the Patriots. I think this opens the door for the fact that he might not ever coach the Patriots again. And I mean that. This is that bad of a PR nightmare for them.
This is a terrible
You can't
look.
escape this as a coach. Like they're never. And also, let's not forget we discussed on this, right? This had been talked about, right? So
Yeah.
the thing that kind of spurred this on in the very beginning was the AJ Brown to New England talks,
Yeah.
as reported by Diana Rossini. Then this
Yeah.
dropped. The beautiful detectives on Twitter and on sports Twitter, sports Instagram, kind of ended up pairing together that meeting of Vrabel and Rossini, which shows that
Right.
they've at least been engaged since 2020. But for all we know, if they're kissing at the bar in March of 2020, who knows how long they had actually been seeing each other like
Right.
that. Coincides very well with news dropped by Diana Rossini about a source saying that the Titans at the time were not going to pursue Tom Brady in free agency and were instead going to try and sign Ryan Tannehill, which, old news, as we know, that is true.
Yep.
Brady went to the Bucs, Tannehill came to the Titans. But now it's kind of bringing into question, did she just straight up get that from Mike Vrabel during this affair? And now how much more stuff that came from her was because of Vrabel and this kind of this crossing of careers and her getting insider information because of their affair. And that's because you think about it this way.
The implications.
Because you think
like
about it
I
this
said.
way, a lot of people said the implications of Diana
Yeah.
Rossini being the one to drop the news about AJ Brown. That
Right.
that causes division in the Eagles office and locker room.
Yeah,
To get that from a source and to drop that
Exactly,
information,
yeah.
now suddenly the Eagles locker room is in disarray. Like that brings a lot of stuff into question and about how
Who knows what?
right.
You know?
And are you playing this intentionally? Are you using your extramarital affair with Diana to kind of help land some stuff for your team? And is Diana using the extramarital affair from her husband to be the first to break some pretty big news?
Get a leg up in her industry.
I wasn't crazy tapped into football as a whole at the time. I was obviously tapped into the Bucs a little bit, but this was right before I kind of made my big leap into football when I was younger. The news at the time that the Titans were not going to pursue Tom Brady was probably pretty big. That was probably a pretty big little bombshell that kind of
that was
helped.
big. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Kind of lessen the market of teams where Tom Brady was going to go to and all that. But also there's just something funny about reading the headline that the Titans aren't going to pursue Tom Brady and are instead going to pursue Ryan Tannehill.
Right.
But
it's pretty funny.
yeah, but Mike Vrabel, man, I have lost pretty much all my respect for you, and I really am worried about his future as the Patriots head coach, which sucks on two ends because he was a really good coach for them.
He is.
And I just don't know
Is that
how,
a-
as an ownership, are you gonna be able to kind of face that media storm and just welcome them back and try and pretend that business is normal.
Well, I will say that as far as PR nightmares goes, the Patriots have been through worse, specifically as an organization.
Sure.
But as far as, Mike Vrabel facing some consequences.
But I mean,
for
are you
this
going to
type of
defend
thing.
Mike Vrabel like you're going to defend a Tom Brady and a Bill Belichick? Like, are you going to
Who
fight
knows?
for him as hard as you're going to fight for those
Him
guys?
facing those types of consequences, is that something that you're willing to bet on?
I might have to.
Vegas make the call?
Vegas, make the call.
It's probably going the other way with it. I mean, the ball's on the other side of Roby Coleman, but that should have been a penalty.
Welcome to Vegas Make the Call, where we are going to put in some crazy predictions. Now, we can update kind of where we are now on where we were last week.
We're going to follow up on our predictions of the week prior, and we're going to put in 2 of our own for this coming week.
Yeah, so the first one was me. I said...
Yeah, you lead this off.
I said some crazy stuff, one of which is not hitting, one of which is kind of hitting. I said that Devontae Adams was going to be moved on draft day or during the draft. That has not happened at all. The Rams haven't actually. The Rams have drafted a wide receiver, but like a really late one. Nothing's going to happen to Devontae Adams. So yeah, I was wrong. Bye. I was wrong. That's it. And
I don't really know where you got that, to be honest.
I don't know. I thought they were going to take a wide receiver.
I think it's pretty clear that the Rams are pretty sold on.
Just a little. Just like, okay, well, what if they take a receiver in the first round?
I'm pretty sold that I think they're pretty keyed in on Devontae.
They did not do.
What was your other prediction?
I said that the Atlanta Hawks were going to take the New York Knicks to a Game 7. And that could happen, or that could not happen, because the Hawks will win before Game 7. But currently the Hawks are up 2-1 in the playoff series against the Knicks due to some C.J. McCollum heroics.
Absolute legacy shit from
That's really
C.J.
funny.
McCollum. Yeah, I had a rough week.
You did. So you started with the Ty Simpson thing.
Yep, first pick I thought was actually kind of surefire.
Ty Simpson was not going to get drafted.
Taken in the first round.
round.
And can I be honest? Am I really a loser here? When
That wasn't bad.
The Rams taking Ty Simpson is baffling and strange.
You are because you were wrong.
Sure, but like, you know what I mean.
I mean,
but you know what I mean.
Sure.
Like, it wasn't even like I was wrong and one of the QB needy teams did decide to just bite on him in the first round. The Rams took him.
It just went.
Which how can I even predict that?
Batshit insane. No, you can't.
How can I even predict that? And this was before
that would have been a fun Vegas call.
Right. This would have even been before the information. We did that pod before the information dropped that Les Snead was part of convincing Ty Simpson's father that Ty would have been taken in the first round, which we'll get to that in a second.
A little strange, yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. But at the end of the day, I was wrong. Baffling. Pissed me off, but I was wrong. And I have also been wrong about the Knicks because I made the foolish prediction that the Knicks were going to sweep the Hawks and win the next 3 games by 10 points. Which, look,
about that.
Again, can you blame me? Because who in their right mind thought that C.J. McCollum was going to go nuclear? No, you didn't.
I did not predict that at all.
You thought that they were going to win. You had no... anywhere in your head did you think that C.J. McCollum was going to drop a 30-piece?
I thought it was going to be like Jalen Johnson or something. I thought it was going to be like Nikhil Alexander-Walker, who was...
Which makes more sense.
It does.
Sure.
Not C.J. McCollum game winners.
So how am I supposed to predict that? However, I will say maybe there's still a chance that the Knicks do end up kind of locking in and pulling ahead. They did lose
That's possible.
They did lose the other night. However, only by 1 point.
A lot of series
the
left.
Hawks did start to give up a lead, and it was a big lead, and they
had a giant
completely
lead.
blew it.
Yeah. So we'll see.
So maybe the Knicks could turn it around.
See where the universe goes.
Maybe I should just stop predicting.
No.
Maybe we just cut the segment and I never do this again.
Because what's the fun?
Oh, look, you got a Texas A&M guy.
Yeah, so the Bills' final draft picks are in. Just a quick update. We did draft a punter. I was right.
You were right.
We drafted Tommy Doman out of Florida. And we drafted a offensive lineman. Another guard. So
you are the knower of ball, aren't you?
We're going to do some more predictions.
So go ahead and drop those predictions if you're so good. If you're the knower of ball here.
Well, football's kind of hard because what do we even do?
What can you even predict? Yeah, you could predict some.
I'm trying to predict like a trade or something, man. Like I don't know.
But you can also maybe predict some stuff going on in the world, like the business side of it. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like a maybe an extension or something like
these
that.
will definitely
maybe.
be the downtimes of predicting stuff because we just don't.
There's
have
not a lot
much.
going on.
There's
There's not a lot to affirm it.
There's not a lot that we can predict, and we will have our answers
Soon.
a week from now.
Right, but I mean, so I guess this is the start of sort of I mean, the draft was something that was concrete and big, but I guess it's the start of sort of us kind of chipping away at some more long-term things, and it'll be easier for us to also kind of update ourselves on the current state of the NBA playoffs and kind of see where we go.
Is something that we can still predict fairly easily week to week. So we'll always have something to kind of go back to.
So with that, I'll start with basketball.
Okay, start with basketball then.
I'm going to say that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to finish it out in 5.
Wow, you were not sold on them.
I think
We're not sold on them.
I wasn't, and now I am.
I tried to tell you. See, maybe I am a ball lower, just not what it matters.
Yeah, well, this matters.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
well, you know what's going to happen is I'm going to make my 2 predictions, and then next week we'll have
completely out of there.
We'll
I mean, I was debating predictions.
Because we have started a podcast, and because more people will actually collectively hear my takes.
Right.
I will start missing far more than hitting. Because I've hit on some pretty crazy stuff over the years, but nobody knows about that. But like me and you.
But just like Murphy's
maybe
Law,
my dad.
Murphy's Law, man. Like it'll just be. It's complete whiffs.
Known Fifth Down fan, Chris Stidham.
Chris Stidham,
what's up, Chris?
Sup,
I should have
C-Dog.
said that. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad. I'm saying sup, C-Dog. I mean, I was debating making some kind of weird prediction about the Cavs and Raptors series, but I'm not going to touch that.
That's a kind of tough series to predict.
Can't really touch that. So I'm going to say the Wolves finished out in 5. I'm going to say that Denver does not get another in the remainder of the series. I've seen enough. And as for, I got to throw some football-wise in here. I'm going to say...
Any Georgia players going to pick up a DUI in the next week?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of, for football, I
mean, they arrested Zachariah Branch for standing on the sidewalk, so at this point, we might hear that, like, Caden Prothro got arrested for, like, breathing.
I'm going to think of some... I'm going to think of, actually, in the realm of some cut candidates.
Okay.
I think that within... the next week, before the next
pod,
we saw Tyree Wilson got traded today.
Tyree Wilson did get traded for peanuts. You know what I think is going to happen? I think peanut.
I think the Green Bay Packers are going to cut Lucas Van Ness for the next week.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Vegas make the call?
Vegas make the call.
All right.
As for you?
This is just, awful because, like, it's really tough.
Spitballing, yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Oh, yeah, you bumped the friggin' desk, man.
Yeah, I did it on purpose, though. It was intentional.
Oh, my God.
You've only done it on accident. That is insane. That could have just ruined the whole episode right there. You just launched that microphone. That's not even your microphone.
It's not yours either.
That's my gay roommate's microphone.
That's the gay roommate. And your gay roommate would have to take the fall for that. But
just for a bit.
But no, this is just...
That wasn't even that funny.
That wasn't a bit.
That was a good bit.
That wasn't a bit. That was me standing my ground.
Whatever.
I'm a strong, independent white man. Okay.
Anyway, I predict that by next week you're going to be off the pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and cancel, mate. Go ahead, do it.
Okay. So, this is tough. I hate to say this. Okay, I was pretty sold on this a minute ago, so I hit the table. But it's hard to say this because I just hate to say it. I think the Trailblazers take that series to 7. But the Spurs still win. Spurs still win. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there that I think the Trailblazers take it to 7.
Fairs, G. Fairs.
I think that
All right.
the Spurs win, but I think Portland takes it to 7.
All right. Well, they just need
Vegas make the call.
Vegas make the call. And what of football?
And what of football? What can?
And what of
What
football?
can be said?
You could roll with the Mike
football?
Vrabel thing, but that's long term.
True.
It's too long term.
It is a little long term. Maybe some signings. Maybe some UDFAs.
Yeah.
Make a
Okay.
pick about some
UDFA
UDFA.
stuff. Maybe touch on Pavia, something like that.
Because there is something in the back of my brain tumbling around.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, this is
You
just
never
such
know.
it's just an open thing to predict. It's just so tough to, like, confidently predict this because, the second the draft ends, it's chaos for those guys who weren't picked. They get called by their agents, and they got 6 teams that will want them to work out. You just
Right.
never know.
You don't.
I'll tell you what. I don't know how.
Tell you what.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if there's ever going to be a way to figure this out, or if this will happen in the next week. Screw it. I had a rough week this week with my predictions. And
what are you going to lose? What do you have to lose?
What do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Because, look, call me crazy. Maybe I'm glazing myself. Once we get into some real meaty stuff with the NBA playoffs and with football season in full swing next year, I think I'm going to hit way more than I miss. All right? I think I'm really good at dropping some predictions that just hit. Okay?
Sure.
This is just a rough, dry time to predict things in the time of a week. Because once college and NFL roll around, I'm just gonna start throwing out. I'm just gonna start throwing out predictions out the ass, and it's gonna be so easy.
We might have to add a statistics section.
Oh, we might have to start keeping tally of how many hit. Do you want? We should do that right now when this is over. I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're nothing for nothing so far, so maybe not.
Vegas, make the call. I think. How am I gonna word this?
I'm so scared.
I
just predicted some bullshit.
Do I want to make it easier or hard on myself? That's the question.
Make it hard on yourself.
Make it hard.
You deserve
Okay.
it.
I think that the Bucks are the team that signs Diego Pavia. I think Diego Pavia goes undrafted, and that the Bucks are the ones that bring him in.
Sure.
Am I allowed to deflect something with you?
Because I think there's a good chance that we reach out to him, we work him out.
Am I allowed to start a banter?
What are you gonna banter about?
I think that it's going to be between the Bucks, and funny enough, I think Tennessee is going to try to get in there.
Sure.
But I'm not going to Vegas make the call of that. You can Vegas make the call of the Bucks stuff.
Vegas make the call. I think the Bucks are the team that signs Diego Pavia.
All right.
Because at first I was like, I think they're going to be the team that, like, one of the teams that brings him in, works him out maybe. But
Right.
like I was like, that's not fun. That's not a fun prediction. I think the Bucks sign him.
All right.
I think he does.
He
go
locks
undrafted.
down with the Bucks.
Where are we in round 7 right now? Are we in round
there-
7?
If there's anybody who's going to take Pavia, it's going to be probably the Broncos.
We got
with one of
Broncos
these
at
last
back-to-back final picks. That's kind of crazy.
Well, they already didn't.
They
take
just took
him on this
somebody
one. Who the hell?
Miles
was
Scott.
it? Yeah, they'd rather Miles Scott than
Who's
Diego
been taken
Pavia.
recently? Just to kind of get a sense for maybe where we're at with Diego Pavia.
I mean, Jamarion Miller got taken. We got another white boy. We've got. Oh, that's not who I was looking at. I was talking about this guy. Another white boy safety. We've got. I mean, Tim Keenan went off the board. I like him. Obviously, we updated on Baron Morton, Landon Robinson.
Any more dogs?
No, not yet.
Man,
But
I'm not going to Vegas make the call this because it feels like it's,
we're
running out of time.
winding down.
I really hope Dylan Bell gets drafted. Dylan Bell deserves to get drafted.
Well, he'll get signed probably.
For sure. He's going to have people hit. I just hope he gets drafted.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to get drafted.
Fair.
Sure, he's going to get signed. No doubt.
But
I just hope he gets drafted.
we will see
We'll see.
about all this.
I don't know.
And if I think we'll start keeping a tally of any of these hit.
Sure. Do I want to Vegas make the call that?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No. I don't think so.
There's not a lot of time left. How many picks are
Yeah.
there left? There's not really
We
that much
got.
time
We can
left.
count it like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like there's
5,
a
6,
real world where I get proven
10. We
wrong
have 10
before
picks,
this episode's even over.
So yeah.
All right. Anyway, Vegas make the call. Diego Pavia will be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer by next Saturday.
And the Portland Trail Blazers are going to take that shit to 7.
Take that shit to 7.
And I
Israel make the call.
that Lucas Van Ness is going to be hitting the streets.
Well, he will probably get signed
You say Israel make the call?
with the Trailblazers.
Oh yeah, Danny. Yeah.
Yes, the hero of Tel Aviv.
Mr. These free throws were promised to me 3,000 years ago.
The Tel Aviv free throw expert.
Is this like an Emerald
That's
City
his
route
nickname.
artist type of shit?
The Tel
Is that
Aviv
what we're
free
trying
throw.
to do here?
The Tel Aviv free throw expert. Free throw. Fuck.
Okay. That's ableist. Anyway.
Okay. Says you. Why are you taking it in that direction, dog?
And I said that
You always got to ruin
the
something.
Timberwolves are gonna. You're
You're getting cut from the pod next week. You're hitting the streets.
How many weeks are we going to say that?
Huh?
How many weeks are we going to say that? That
Every week.
Yeah, I'm gonna have something
We are
worthy of
if
cut
we're,
worthy.
we're gonna blow up. We're gonna get signed by some entertainment group. We're gonna start making money out of this. We're gonna
Popping
be
bottles
we're
and
gonna be
shit,
4 years
man.
into this, and I will still every week find something to say
to knock
that hey,
me
you
about.
should not be doing this.
You're like a.
This
you're
is
like,
why we share a mic.
you're like a nagging wife.
This is why we share a mic, so that way you don't have your own mic, because like that's just
I would be screaming.
you don't deserve your own microphone, bro.
Anyway,
You are the definition.
And
of
I
just,
said
like,
that the Timberwolves are going to finish it up in 5. And with us
many white
looking
dudes,
toward
too
the
many
future,
microphones.
I think we can
wrap this one
wrap
up.
this one up. This is a behemoth episode.
It's a
These are not all going to
long
be this
episode.
long.
No, this is just because it's a draft spectacular.
Draft spectacular. And
But hey, now we know that every draft spectacular
it's going to be big
gonna be big.
leagues.
You guys got a lot to chew on. You guys, all 5 of you.
What did you guys feel about your team's draft? Let us know what you think.
Yeah, please let us know.
Please reach out to us. And as
you know,
always,
Spotify's got comments on pods
yeah,
too.
which nobody uses.
No, but you can.
You can message us, DM us on Spotify.
I know there's like at least 3 of you. 2 of you are my family. 1 of you is a friend of both of us.
Yeah.
that have listened to this.
Hit us up.
Please, for the love of God, leave us something.
Yeah.
Dad, you watch football.
We need
like,
the
give us.
interactions. Just give us interactions, please. We need.
You can text me, Dad. You don't have to comment it on the Spotify. Just like leave a hot take or something.
You can text. You sound like Greg Heffley right now, man. Like
I do. This is very Greg Heffley core of me.
Anyway, as I was saying,
What position would Greg Heffley play in football?
He'd be a receiver.
Really? Oh, he's a diva.
Yeah.
He's a selfish little diva.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Big Nate would be.
Big Nate's QB.
Big Nate would be a QB.
That's a QB and a half.
And he's
oh my
great,
God.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know what you think. Hit us up and
Give us any hot takes that you have.
any hot takes you have. We're going to be reaching out on the story.
Yeah,
on the
we have
Instagram story, though.
we have a segment we want to start running, but it requires you guys.
It requires you guys at home to reach out to us. But as always,
Evan, my brother, my little brother,
yeah.
Evan, if you're still listening,
Evan.
hit us up with a hot take. You don't watch football. I
Evan,
don't know
hear
why.
it from me. No, that's who I want to hear these from.
Okay, yeah, Evan. Just spit out a hot. I know that you were a Ravens fan for like 2 minutes when you were like in middle school. Go back to being a Ravens. Give us a hot Ravens take.
Back when he was a Lamar Glazer.
No,
He just liked the Ravens.
he's like the Ravens.
He's a big Edgar Allan Poe guy. Okay.
Nah, he was a big Harbaugh guy.
Sure. Big anti-abortion guy. Anyway, as always, I'm Ryan Cooper,
I'm Brady Stidham.
and this is the 5th Down.
This is the 5th down.